Hi, my friends. Welcome to Sort of Brilliant, a show where the characters are made up and the sorting absolutely does matter. My name is Rachel.
And I'm her best friend and co-host, Lauren. Every other week, we're going to invade a fandom and determine whether your favorite character belongs in Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin.
We're the Harry Potter podcast that talks way more about any other franchise.
Here, we use the sorting structure from Harry Potter as a common language without supporting the author or her beliefs. As for the sorting itself, there's bound to be some arguments along the way.
But in the end, we're always right.
According to us.
According to us. Ja-ja, ding dong. Let's go, everybody. My love for you is growing wide and long. Ja-ja, ding dong.
Ding dong.
I swell and burst.
Are you saying
When I
Ja-ja?
see what we become. Yes, it's Ya Ya Ding Dong.
It's
Ja-ja.
Ya-ya Ding Dong.
It's
Yeah,
Ya
I know,
Ya Ding Dong.
she's going Jaja like she's
Ja-ja.
naming her grandmother or something.
The only Jaja I know is Jaja Gabor.
I was gonna say Shasha Kapoor.
You don't know Jaja Binks?
But those
Same
are
brain.
Jeeps.
We don't,
You don't know
talk about
Jar
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 Jar Binks.
No, what?
He's
And don't
Bruno.
talk to me about Star
He's
Wars.
Bruno.
Oh, don't include
no.
anybody. That's the lesson.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Ya ya,
Ding dong, ding
There you
dong.
go.
Uh-huh.
Nailed it. Woo! It's so good. Got me fired up. Eurovision. 2 years later, finally watched it. Thank you, Meg and Carla.
The story of Fire Saga.
Oh, so
So
Thank you.
good.
We're not sorting the Eurovision contest. Although we
Imagine
could.
that.
we could. So listen,
the
I knew
contest
nothing
itself.
about Eurovision at all. Nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I've completely, it's gone like just over my head.
High five, American centralism.
You know, America has
Thank you
its
for
own
the
version
insult.
of
I
Eurovision
appreciate
now.
it.
No, I'm not kidding.
yeah.
They just started on NBC. They're doing it
I
between
just
the states.
didn't know what was going on, and I saw some of the music and whatever, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, never really looked into it. And then I saw this movie, and I was like, oh,
That's
I'm
where
gonna
Anna
watch
came
that
from.
shit forever now.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Because I
Amazing.
heard about it for years, but I had never actually sat down, bothered to pay attention
Yeah.
to the actual thing. Then I saw this movie and I was like, oh my God, this sounds lovely.
Do you know what it is? I'm not that into sort of music shows anyway, like The Voice or American Idol. It's there, and I see it, but I don't ever really sit down and
Eurovision
and
is
vibe.
not like The Voice, idiot.
I swear to God. Say it again.
That's a
Oh.
line
Say it
from
again.
the movie. Were you not watching the
Say it
movie? That's
again.
Will Ferrell's line to the Americans.
I mean, he does.
The girl
He
in
does
the
say
car
it.
is like, is
I don't
Eurovision
care.
like
Don't
The Voice?
say it to me.
I also feel like maybe Lars, stop being a douchebag to your only fucking ride to Eurovision.
Yeah, right?
Like, maybe just say thanks and stop insulting.
Why though? He was so
the
funny.
people I fucking hate Lars so much. I hate him so much. Carla and I did an episode of Bedwood Behead about Eurovision, and I
This is
listed,
Carla and Meg, by the way, from
Yes,
Bedwood
hi.
Behead.
Hey.
That's us.
If you clicked on the episode, you probably know, but hi.
I literally listed off every single character I would bed
Yeah.
before
Every
Lars.
character in the world.
And it was literally every single character on IMDb.
You just went through IMDb and you, like,
Yes.
they have a page where they list every character ever on a screen.
In the movie.
In the movie.
Oh, I thought you meant like in the
movie.
lexicon of Hollywood.
And I was just like, I would wed the
In the small
Viking
screen.
singer dude. I would wed
Pierce Brosnan?
100% wed. I would do all the things to Pierce Brosnan before I would go near Lars. I would
This-
marry his daddy.
Well, that's not
and be
really
a
saying
stepmom.
you know,
Yeah, that's fair.
you know, at the end of the movie with the credits that they put the flag that the actor is
Mhm.
from. So Piers popped up with his dual citizenship for Ireland and USA, and Rachel, who had been thirsting over him the entire movie, went, "He's Italian too! Oh my god!"
I sure did. I wanted that real bad. I wanted that Italian sausage real
Wait a
bad.
minute. On this week of St. Patrick,
Yeah. Yeah.
Who drove the snakes from his island?
Sorry.
He did so
he drove
much.
the snakes from his island.
Sorry.
You
I looked
spell
really
patties
quickly.
with T's, don't you?
I looked really quickly and I was like, I want that to be real, and so it shall be. And then
Oh,
it
I love
was.
that.
Well, do you
that's-
think Pierce
she's like,
Brosnan
that's
is
my
Italian?
reality. She's like, that's my
Yeah.
reality.
She's like,
It's fine,
he's-
but it's not real.
He has dark hair and he's kind of
He's clearly
swarthy. That's enough.
Italiano, okay?
I think you're erasing your own people. You keep yelling at me for Italian
As is my
erasure.
right. As is my right.
Bippity
my mother. I'm allowed to erase whatever I want.
Oh, God,
Tell your
I love
mom.
you so much.
You should tell your mom. You should be like, Mom, you know Pierce Brosnan's got dual citizenship in Italy.
What's dual citizenship? That would be her answer.
She's like, who the fuck is Pierce Brosnan?
Who the fuck is Pierce Brosnan? No, he's probably one of the actors she's like kept in her head from the past. It used to
He's
be
James Bond on Amazon.
all I would hear.
Amazon bought MGM. They own James Bond now.
I'm sorry, but that's so hilarious
Great.
to me.
That's awesome.
Tom
news.
Holland's gonna be young James Bond in some fucking prequel series. That we're gonna
It should
Is he
be Idris
really?
Elba. It should be. It should have
That's
been
the
for a
whole
long
reason
time.
that he was in Uncharted. You know that, right? So Tom Holland wrote
He
a
ruined
script for a
Uncharted.
He really did, but he wrote
That shouldn't be him.
like I'm sorry, bless.
I
his
love
heart.
Tom
He
Holland, but
wrote
I'm sorry,
a
but
script for a young James Bond. It's not his fault. He wrote a script for a young James Bond, and the studio was like, "No, I tell you what,
I read this.
we're gonna give you Uncharted." And
I
I'm
read this.
like, and I have said for years, I'm like, Jensen Ackles should be
Yeah.
Nathan Drake
You're right.
in Uncharted because he
Meg,
like,
that's good casting. They
Nathan
should have hired
Fillion
you.
is too old for one,
Yeah.
but I could have
He
seen
did a short film
young,
that was really good. Yeah, young Nathan Fillion.
I could see like Firefly aged Nathan Fillion being Nathan Drake, but Jensen Ackles would have been a fantastic Nathan Drake.
You're right.
But they went with Tom Holland, so
Sad.
okay.
So
That
back to
was a
Hollywood
Eurovision.
never listens to fan
And
casting.
fucking
and we're
Tom
always
Cruise
right.
for Sully.
Oh my God, Marky Mark! Why? Why? It's the worst casting in the world, and
It's
this is
awful.
a video game that I watched for the plot. I
Aw.
would have gone and like I would,
No, for real. Yeah, it's
such
a plot
a
video
good
game.
It's
so
such
good.
a good story,
Yeah.
and they fucked it up. For like the video game was made to be turned into a movie, and they're like, okay, let's figure out how to mess it up.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'm sorry. That is disappointing.
That's not what we're talking about.
I'm not at all invested in it, and I too was like him. That's who you picked.
For real.
All right.
But Jensen Ackles would have been a
Alright.
fantastic Nathan Drake, not just because I'm a thirsty bitch.
No, we're not
He's
biased.
just good. you
He
know?
legit would have been
He's-
really
yeah.
good in that role.
He's
I
awesome.
fully agree. Listeners out there, let's start a petition to cancel this movie. And
My
redo
husband
it.
is not thirsty for Jensen Ackles, and
Your
he
husband is
agreed.
not?
He is not thirsty for.
Oh,
Jensen.
mine is big time.
Like he's attractive, but he's not like I just want to see him in all the roles. Thirsty that I'm just like just put him in everything.
Well, George got really
Including
mad at me
me.
the other day because I was watching the boys trailer and, squealing like a pig. And he was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm just, it's so cool to see
Nothing.
him here. He's like, he belongs here. He belongs anywhere he wants to go. Why are you making this a supernatural thing? And I'm like, I'm
support that
so
logic.
sorry. Excuse me. I wasn't
Anywhere
making it
Jensen
about
Ackles
supernatural.
is where he's supposed to be. Like
Yes.
he creates the
He
space around
really-
him.
More than is normal, he brings up the fact that when we saw him in real life, that the man glittered, like just actually sparkled. We both, I
That
think we got
guy
hit in the
tried-
face
Yeah.
by the glitter that he just emanates. It was
Stop
unreal.
Trying to pretend that Jensen Ackles doesn't belong anywhere that Jensen Ackles wants to be.
Yeah, he got real mad.
The
And I was
ultimate.
I'm sorry. Sheesh.
Ultimate Hufflepuff. I'm not sorting him officially, but I'm right.
Oops,
Also-
she sorted a real person.
Again, that's not what we're supposed to talk about.
That's fine. We'll
We're
talk
now
more
we're
about
talking
Supernatural
about
later.
Jensen
Trust me.
Ackles to Will Ferrell.
That's coming.
I'm supposed to talk about my close personal friend Jared
Can I-
Padalecki either, and he comes
can
up
I
like
just
every
say, like,
episode. So
I love Will Ferrell, and I loved all the older Will Ferrell movies. And I was talking to Lauren about this before, because before I watched it, I was like, I hope I like this, because all these sort of older comedians, when I was growing up, I loved their movies. I loved Adam Sandler movies. I loved Will Ferrell movies.
Rachel's
But
very
Adam
upset
Sandler
with Adam
sucks
Sandler.
ass now, and he's sucked ass for like 10 years. So I
No,
went
it was
into it
just his
going,
Netflix
please don't
deal.
suck ass. And it was
just
so funny. It was
Yes.
so good.
It was so good. And listen, as a
hate
person who is
Lars
not
so
a huge fan of Will Ferrell, except for a few roles,
Elf?
no. Well,
Aw.
and it's not to do with him.
Stepbrother?
I just wasn't
Anchorman?
Anchorman.
Step Brothers?
Anchorman.
You don't like Step Brothers?
I haven't watched it. I'm doing this and I'm like I haven't
Oh,
watched
okay.
it. No, but I'm not at the Roxbury for sure.
Step Brothers
Well,
is
of course.
funny.
But in this movie, like the movie is just so good. It's so good, and his role in it, even though
So
it's
cute.
he can be infuriating, it's so good.
Yeah. Can we talk about the music? Because
Yes.
that song,
Please, let's talk about the music.
Which song?
the
Yeah,
end
Ding
song,
Dong.
her song at the
Specific?
end. No,
Okay.
Yeah, Yeah, Ding Dong is clearly the most important best song that should be on the radio now.
I think it's so amazing though, but other than like their songs, those are all Eurovision contestants.
Mm-hmm.
Her song at the end was a real Eurovision contestant.
No, I told you this,
No.
Rachel. All the people in the movie were Eurovision people.
No, I know
told you
that,
that. Yeah,
but I'm
okay.
talking about her song at the end.
Yeah, no, they,
Was
yeah,
That's
No.
an original composition for the movie?
It was for the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all the other
It wasn't like
songs
one of
except
his-
for theirs and Dan Stevens, who plays
Okay.
Lemtov.
Is that
Yeah.
Rachel McAdams' voice? No.
Well, it's a blend.
It's a blend.
Yeah.
killed Rachel. She's so mad now.
The artist,
It's a blend.
I think like the band name is My Marianne, but
Mm.
her voice and Rachel McAdams have similar things, but obviously
Really?
My Marianne is like just
It's-
amazing. So Rachel
Yeah.
McAdams recorded it, and then she recorded it, and then they blended it so that they could elevate.
So it was like a Zac
Wow.
Efron
The
High
bigger
School
parts.
Musical
Yeah.
situation.
That's cool,
The-
but I
the
actually
other
respect
si-
it this time.
The other singer is Molly Sandon.
Thank you, Molly
Okay.
Sandon.
Oh,
yes.
thank you. Yeah,
Amazing
she did the
voices.
high note at
Yeah.
the end, and
Oof.
Rachel said, "Fuck you, Demi Lovato." And I was like, "It's not
Yeah,
Rachel
that's right, Demi
McAdams."
Lovato. Fuck outta
They're
here.
literally like, let's blow Demi Lovato up.
They are so annoying.
Oh my gosh.
I truly cannot.
I don't know enough about
But-
Demi Lovato to be incensed by them, but
Carla's so excited though. She just wants to talk about
that's
Yeah.
all I want to do is
Eurovision.
talk about this movie
for the
forever.
past like 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 20 years I've known Carla.
Yeah.
Before
She's
this
wanted to
movie
talk about
even came
Eurovision?
out, She
Well,
wants to talk about
yeah.
Eurovision.
Okay, when we have guests on, you know the drill. We ask about how you came into the content, whatever it is. So I would love to know how Carla's love affair with this movie started.
Thank you for asking. I'm so excited to tell you all
You're
about
so
it.
very welcome.
Okay, this was pandemic times, of course. And
Yes, it
What-
came out in 2020.
Yeah,
right, like
yeah.
spring of 2020.
exactly. And I I was watching a lot of Criminal Minds. Like a lot of Criminal
Hell
Minds.
yeah.
So much Criminal Minds.
Yes.
And I was really like into these crime shows and these drama things.
That's heavy.
And yeah. And then our friend Tiffany recommended Eurovision. She watched it and she's like, Carla, I think that you would really like this movie. So, I just kind of put it on. And the thing is, like, the movie was supposed to coincide with the actual Eurovision contest happening. But there
Oh,
was
really?
but there was no actual Eurovision contest. And they couldn't release it in the theaters as they had planned. So they just released it on Netflix. And it became super popular. I still hadn't heard of it much, but my friend Tiffany recommended it. I watched it, immediately fell in love. And that's all I could think about or talk about for weeks. And I rewatched it
Aw.
unendingly because it was such a bright, happy, beautiful movie, just full of amazing singing and acting. And it was like the pickup for my spirits that I didn't even realize that I needed. Like it made me so happy that I didn't even realize how unhappy I was before I watched the
Yeah.
movie. And so I
that's
just watched it over and over again. And then I made Meg watch it. Like months later, she finally acquiesced to watching it after she made me watch a lot of shows starring very boring white people.
Nah.
Wow. Was one of these shows Nashville? What's that show?
I did not make her watch
Heart and
Nashville.
Dixie.
Yeah, Heart of Dixie.
Heart
that's
of
it.
Dixie.
Yeah.
And she loved Heart of Dixie.
I
Do
did
not
enjoy
let
it.
her fool you. She loved it. I watched Eurovision Fire Saga because I love Carla.
Okay. Good reason.
Did you love the movie?
I found the movie very adorable and endearing and hilarious. I did not have a obsessive love affair like Carla did. It was
I don't
not a
think
movie
anybody
like,
could, to be
you
honest.
should watch this also. My husband has still not seen it, which should tell you about where my level is because I haven't made him watch it. I have not been a big fan of Will Ferrell for many, many years, which is why I kind of resisted watching it,
Wow.
if I'm being totally honest. But
Well, a lot
he
of
plays
this-
a character I hate, so
Yeah.
it makes it a lot easier for me to
Carla, have you seen Blades of Glory?
Yes, I did like Blades of Glory.
Have you seen The Landlord?
No.
You should. It's a Funny or
You
Die,
must.
and it's like 5 minutes.
Oh,
Have you
no,
never
we're
heard of
sending
it?
it to you after.
Yeah. Have you
Okay.
never heard of it?
I never heard of it.
It's Will Ferrell and a 2-year-old. Never heard of it?
So funny.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, please do.
I really enjoyed. This was some classic Will Ferrell humor in there that I really loved from back in the day, and it was just sprinkled in enough for it to not be ridiculously slapstick. Like a lot of it was silly, but it was just delightful. And I get so hard what you're saying about you watch Criminal Minds or true crime or anything, and that's all I consume ever is true crime stuff. And then I'll watch a movie like this or one that's equally as happy, and why am I not watching happy movies?
Right.
Why am I not? Where's the balance? The last one I watched was the new Medea movie on Netflix, which was also delightful, hilarious, and
I've never seen a single Medea movie.
Me neither. That's why
never seen one.
I've never seen one. Never.
Oh, they are hilarious.
I want to give a shout out to my shirt. My shirt is a Fire Saga shirt.
What? She's got
That's not even the one I gave you.
Well, this is one of 3 Eurovision theme shirts that I have. I have one that Meg sent me that
Carla,
has.
is there a Eurovision fandom?
I have no idea because I'm kind of fandom averse after the Supernatural fandom.
I bought you 2 Fire Saga shirts.
Oh, yes, you did. You're right. You're right. So I
Eurovision
have
shirts,
4
and you're not
Eurovision
wearing
shirts.
either of them.
You know why? Because they're sleeveless, and it's dropped to the low 70s here in Florida, so I'm freezing.
So cold. So cold.
Have the lizards frozen?
No, there's one actually running around in my house right now.
It's 75 degrees in DC right now, and I'm roasting alive in this apartment.
I want to die. I want to die in New York.
Okay, I need to tell you something very important.
33 degrees right now.
I have to tell you something very important. I have a shirt that is just Lars and Sigrit, and it just says Eurovision. I have a shirt that Meg got me that is Lars and Sigrit, and it says Yaya Ding Dong. And I have another shirt that says Lion Lover, and it's Lemtov's face, and that is one of my favorite things on the planet.
I got that for her.
She did. Because my husband's name means lion in Hebrew, and he loves Lemtov. So it's like all of these like amazing things all at the same time. And then my beautiful Fire Saga shirt that I am on is on my boobies right now. Which
Does your child also
wonderful.
love Eurovision?
He doesn't like to watch movies. They're too much for him.
Like,
but he loves the soundtrack, and he will just sit there and randomly sing Line of Love.
Oh, I love that.
That's adorable.
That is really freaking cute. That is the best, I think, reason for sorting something that we've had since Supernatural. That was met with the passion that we once brought for sorting a show. or Lauren with anything Kristen Bell.
When you guys asked us, what do you guys want to sort? And I suggested Eurovision, Carla DM'd me privately, and she goes, oh my God, thank you so much.
Oh, when I saw
Carla?
that, I was like, shit, I've never seen this movie. I hope it's good. I didn't know what you were talking
and
about.
now your life has changed.
She it's only that one song that changed her life. That bearded guy whose like whole gag in the movie was to be like, Rachel was like, that's me. That's me.
That is me. Also,
hell yeah.
Before the song even came on, the guy's like, ding dong, and Rachel's like, hell yeah. I don't know what this is, but it's just like,
I want to hear it.
New ringtone, new alarm clock when I wake up, but it's got to start with that guy screaming, "You play ya ding dong!"
Yes, play it.
Got to start with him.
Okay,
He was the best character in the movie.
Funny thing about that,
Carla finally has her soulmate.
yes, I'm so excited.
I have not been as excited about
Meg,
this
I have
movie
to
as
tell
she.
them. I have to tell them a thing about him is that he was just supposed to be in the background and just supposed to be like part of the crowd, and he shouted the "play ya ya ding dong" thing so vociferously and so with so much passion that they were like, "Okay, we need you to do this with every take." And then they expanded his role
and then
a little
they had
bit.
him go outside and be like, it's the only thing that makes me happy.
This is what put him on SAG.
Yes.
I finally got to
So good.
get his SAG card.
So is he on IMDb as the Yaya Ding Dong guy? Like,
He should be.
His name is Olaf in the movie. So
that is
gotta
so
be that.
good.
No, but I think he
That
has
is
a
so
credit,
good.
which is amazing. For him, he was an extra, and
Good for him.
And he got
earned
bumped
it.
up.
that got him his SAG card, which is a big deal.
Yes.
So kudos to
It
him.
is.
He really did earn it. I latched onto that character the whole time. I was like, when's he coming back? When's he coming back?
I think we all did. I think we all did. Like,
why is he not
Iceland.
in the middle of this giant arena after the hamster wheel debacle? It's like,
I nearly
He was
peed
like an
myself
Icelandic
laughing.
Jack Black, so I'm not surprised that Rachel is so into him.
I was so mad.
Iceland actually brought him into the actual contest when the contest actually played last year, and had him do, I think, the announcement of the points that they
That's great.
in character.
Like,
This is such wholesome
He's really
content. It
Yes.
feels good.
Yes, the whole thing is
Nobody was
beautiful.
murdered, Rachel. Watch more things like this.
Are
Demi
you sure?
Lovato was murdered pretty
I was gonna
hard.
say, there's a whole
Load of Icelandic singers.
boat. Literally a boatload of people.
So was some old dude who was very concerned about Iceland's economy, and somehow he was the bad guy. But whatever.
Thank you. Like, I was like, he has points. He's making
Nobody
some valid
important to
points.
my happiness was murdered. I need to watch more good things.
Point. Iceland was not prepared for several million people to come visit them at once.
Do you
Did
think
they
that
go
maybe
about it the wrong
Keflavik?
way? The elves went too far.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It-
Sigrit.
okay. Real quick, the guy who is the Lionheart. What's his name?
Alexander Lemtov?
Okay, so Lemtov's his last name.
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't hallucinate that guy's name is Alexander.
No.
Okay.
I told you his name was Alexander
This
because you
is
were like,
Miss-
tell me who
this
we're
is-
sorting.
This is Matthew Crowley's fever dream right before he dies.
She tried to
From
sell me on
Downton Abbey.
this, and it took
I
me
don't know
forever to
Downton
get
Abbey.
it.
I don't know Downton Abbey.
Yeah, sorry, me neither.
How
Just wanted to
dare you.
support you with a grin.
Oh my goodness, disappointed.
Support me with the grin.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Rachel was being very Gryffindor there, going, "Yeah, I know what you're talking about."
I just like to make people feel
It
good.
was the entire
Unlike
reason
you,
to watch
jerk.
Down.
Call me
It was the
idiot.
entire reason to watch Downton Abbey until he
being
died.
silent while Meg's waiting for you to connect with her. Like, I know I can't connect. I don't know
Don't
what
talk
that
to me.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, nope, Meg, nobody gets it. Meg, did you get that? That nobody gets it? 'Cause nobody
Carla,
gets it.
you got it. I know you got
Well,
it.
I
because
got
his
it.
dying was the whole reason you stopped watching the show.
Yes, I rage quit Downton Abbey over one character.
I
Actually,
know
over
exactly
two,
what
but,
you're
you know.
talking about.
Shut
Who
up.
cares? Put your fucking sunglasses away. Hannah, I'm sorry. This is not my choice.
Don't apologize. This is great. Okay. So who should we start with? Let's let Carla pick because you deserve to.
Yay! Thank you. Oh my
Carla,
god, I'm
start.
so happy. Like, you don't even know. Okay, like, this is like blessings upon blessings. I'm so excited. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with Lars Eriksson, because let's get him out of the way
He's the worst character.
so we can get him out of the way.
Sure.
Okay,
Go
so
for it.
here's the thing. All right, so I did a lot of research, which of course involved me rewatching the movie like 5 more times this week.
Did you listen to
And
any of our episodes?
I
Or no,
did.
You got those down now. Wow, which ones?
No, I mean I listened to the first like 74,000 minutes of the Good Place episode
Okay.
because like
Thank you.
because
That
like,
episode
was,
is 80,000 minutes, so fair.
yeah, right. So because like I looked at the, you know, who the characters were, and I was like, okay, this has like pretty much all of the houses, so this will help. And I was right, because this, okay, and of course I'm gonna be wrong, and you're just gonna yell at me, but I'm trying.
She was
to,
right that it's all the houses. She guessed right.
See, and I even
It's
guessed-
gotta be one of them,
She
Carla.
was like,
You're halfway
this is
there.
probably all the houses, and then she listened and was like, fuck yeah.
what can I say? I chose well.
He's gonna be one of these.
He's going to be one of these. So, you know, I have a 25% chance of getting it right. And my thought was that he is a Ravenclaw. And,
Okay.
you know, like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But because, like, I didn't want him to be a Ravenclaw simply because that's my house and he's not welcome in my house. And I was angry as hell thinking that this guy might be a Ravenclaw. And I was like, what the hell? I am angry about this. Like, there can apparently be awful Ravenclaws. Unlike the absolute delights that are often they're like me. And so
like that rate. Or Lauren's like dying over
I'm
there.
just thinking about Lars. It's fine.
He's so funny.
no, because I'm probably wrong, and that's fine. If I'm wrong and I'm praying to God that I'm wrong, then I will be fine with that.
Listen, it's your opinion. It's okay.
No, it's my
disagree.
opinion.
No, you guys have made a whole podcast
There is a right or
about
wrong answer here.
being
There
wrong.
is a right or wrong answer. You say at the beginning of every episode, you say that everybody's probably wrong.
That's not when Carla's here.
This is where my intrusive thoughts come in. Where I'm just here to.
Because you have a
facilitate
hard
Carla.
on for eagles.
Are you calling
Shut
her
up.
evil?
She would. No, I said eagles.
Oh,
She wouldn't
yeah,
shut
I do.
up during Lemtov's song. She was like, "Oh my god, it's your song, you stupid lion fucker!" I was like, "Shut up!"
It's her theme song. It is.
I'm sorry, Carla. Go ahead.
Oh God. No, I love this because it's both Rachel supporting me and Lauren supporting me in very different ways. And it makes me so happy.
No. I almost regret this podcast because it's gotten like Rachel didn't start out like this, right? Like she kind of was adverse to Hufflepuffs, and she obviously had a little bit of a thing for Ravenclaws because her husband's one. But like as the show has gone on, she's like Hufflepuffs belong in a ditch, and she's like, and every Ravenclaw has never said anything wrong ever, and that's just like her thing now.
Just gross, baby.
She's kind of like. Yeah, she's thirsty as fuck for the birds.
Can't help it.
Well, I mean,
You
pretty
introduced
awesome,
me
except
to more.
for Lars.
That's the problem. I only knew one in real life.
Yeah, no, she's
And
like
then
whenever
you get it.
she's like when Carla's on the show, when Illy's on the show, nothing they ever say is incorrect, and I don't know why we talk when after they talk. Like
They have a way.
Like you're just sitting here, literally, like braiding your hair, listening to Carla talk.
Wonderful.
And
Oh
I
my
get it.
God, I
I
love
get it
this.
because she's amazing. But my whole job is to fight with her.
Pretty much. And she does it
Okay.
whether...
to be clear, too, I'm sorry, Hufflepuffs. Rachel does not hate you. She doesn't understand you, and that makes her angry. So,
Yeah. So I haven't changed all that much. It's just the boner for Ravenclaws has grown. That's it.
And I
She's
see nothing wrong with that.
She's
Personally,
just
I'm fine with
splooshing
that.
a lot harder.
She's
for the
just mad because I
Ravenclaws.
used to love Slytherins most, and now
Ooh.
yeah.
Because Ravenclaws are still fairly rare in your guys' sorting hats.
They've got
Yeah,
to be more
except you're
prominent.
common though.
except you're
Yeah.
also the largest amount of guests that we've had in that house. It's been Ravenclaws are the most. So.
I like that your water bottle matches your shirt, by the way.
It does. My shirt's blue. My water bottle's purple, but the light
It
sucks,
looks
so-
100%
I know.
the same color.
I know.
It's
It
gorgeous.
disappointing.
Oh, yeah. Now it's
It's
Now I
purple.
see. Now I see
Yeah.
the purple.
Oh.
Okay, so
You're welcome,
Lars.
Yeah. So Lars.
Okay, so the reason that I think he's a Ravenclaw is that there are a couple of things. One is the thing where he is dead set that he is right about the way that he's doing things and that his goal is correct and it is the only goal that makes sense. And then once he actually listens to people who are saying, maybe take Sigrid into consideration, and he listens to, strangely enough, to his father. Meg is shaking her head. I don't want to hear this, Meg. And then jumps into the ocean and whatever, and like swims to whatever, and then the gnomes and all this stuff.
No.
He changes
They're
his
elves.
elves. Yes, I'm
They
sorry.
went too far.
Yes. Although in this instance they went far enough because that guy was about to kill Lars and they did the right thing. So yeah, and then
Let them
also
kill
like,
Lars.
the whole thing
She
with
would have been fine.
and then the whole thing with the systems, like his.
She could have been Alexander's beard. I think that would have been a great life.
Right? I would have preferred that to marrying Lars.
Yeah, you know what? Same, but we're not Sigrid, and Sigrid, if of all of her wonderful qualities, taste and men is
She
not one of
wanted to
them.
marry her brother.
He's probably not her
We
brother.
don't think. Probably not.
Didn't help that their mom and dad got married.
Yeah.
Yes, in the end, but okay.
It's very she's all that. Anyway, continue.
But he is, so he has like this whole system, like, okay, we're going to, here's the formula. I'm going to write a winning song. We're going to perform the winning song. We're going to win. Not taking in anything else into account, like the fact that there are better singers and that there might be better songs. Even when they're at the Icelandic Song Contest,
No.
he is, can you let me finish at least, Meg?
I'm just vocalizing.
You know what? Why don't you go ahead?
No. I want to know. I want to hear. Carla, keep going.
No, because Meg has a lot to say with her face. So let's let her say it with her mouth.
I have nothing to say.
Damn,
No, say it with your mouth now.
Carla said, I'm your mother and I'm disappointed in you.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed, Meg.
Oh.
And you know what, Meg? I'm just going to sit here quietly until you go ahead and have your turn.
She's like, you know what? I'm going to demonstrate politeness.
Yes.
I was just
I will sit here
actively.
and drink my wine.
I was just actively listening.
Meg,
With
tell us
some
what's on your
verbal
mind and on your
response.
face.
This is active listening.
Yeah.
I have nothing on my mind.
So then
Meg, where
say
do you
what's on your
think- where do you
face
think Lars
then,
goes,
Meg.
Meg?
Huh?
Where do you think Lars goes? Your favorite guy?
My favorite guy. I hate Lars so much. I was unable to put Lars in any house because I'm like, what house?
Oh, you were
is-
like Rachel, where you're like, I don't like this
I
person.
was like, what house is selfish and no fun? None of them. It was literally that was.
He was very fun.
He is no fun.
He's so much fun.
He's
He
none
is fun.
fun.
Oh, he made
He's
me
fun, but
laugh.
he's
take
very
a stab.
he's very focused on what he wants. And he's like
I
focused to the
put him
point where
in-
he is. Okay, go ahead.
I also put him in Raven. Well, you said.
Oh my
Meg.
god!
You're
Oh
like,
my god! I'm
Meg,
out
put
here.
your thing on there.
Goodbye, ladies.
You're
This
fully
is
a
Gryffindor
Gryffindor,
as
Meg.
well.
Meg,
What does
fully, you
Bella
are
want from
fully
me?
a Gryffindor.
Either you
That was
want to talk-
unbelievable.
Wow.
Either Carla
Wow.
wants
And
me
you
to
know
talk
what?
or
Rachel
she
plays
doesn't.
that game with me all the time, but I think that game bothers Carla more. Like, I think that gets more on a Ravenclaws.
Yeah, but half the time I'm doing it for fun.
Because
you know.
hypocrisy does not
She
stand
told me to
here
start
in this
talking,
house.
and then I
It
started
does
talking,
not.
and she
It
got
does.
mad.
Yes,
and
it's
I
not
started
good
not
for my
live
health and
in
well-being.
this house. No, you're gonna get like Cheaty. You're gonna get a stomach ache.
Yes.
I'm gonna put him.
Yes.
I'm gonna put Lars in Ravenclaw.
You know what? I am reclaiming my time because here's the thing with the hypocrisy.
You were putting him in the same
I
house
am
as
done
me.
with you. I am done with you, ma'am. But here's
You
the
put him
thing.
in the
Don't
same
like-
house as I did.
When we're talking about the
Ready for a
hypocrisy,
2-hour episode. Buckle in.
when we're talking about the hypocrisy and the lies, that's part of why Lars has such a low tolerance for Alexander because he feels like Alexander's trying to manipulate Sigrit, and whether like that's partially true, but it's not entirely true. But he's just angry about it, and you know what, Meg? That's fine. Don't listen to me. I'm used to it.
You stopped talking for me to talk, and then when I said what I was gonna say, you
Yes,
were like,
because
I agree
you
with you,
were
and
being
you were like,
ridiculous. You were being
How was I
ridiculous,
being-
and I
I
decided.
agreed with you. Agreed
Hey, Meg,
with
it's
you.
time for the adults to talk.
Where are the adults?
In Florida and anywhere that's not Wisconsin, apparently, because I don't remember what states you guys are in.
Not
New
here,
York
Meg.
and like Washington.
not-
That's not a
not
state,
here,
but
Meg.
it should
Not
be.
here, Meg.
Not Wisconsin. No.
I agreed with you, and you're still mad at me, which makes me feel like Lars is 100% away from Ravenclaw because of this.
Okay,
if I had
fine.
doubts,
I will stop.
this here
Here, I will
solidifies
cede
it.
my time back to you, Meg. I will graciously cede some of my time back.
I literally had 3 more words to say, and I lost them because you interrupted me to get mad at me.
So you're fighting for time back on words that you lost.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so Meg, is there something else that you would like to say, or may I please go on?
This is not our fucking show.
I can't believe
Keep
Rachel
going.
has not. Yeah, I was gonna say I can't believe Rachel has not cut in yet because usually she's uncomfortable. She looks like she's watching like
I love it.
yeah. She
Rachel
looks like
is
she's
regretting
watching
not having pops and
two
popcorn.
roosters fight each other, and she's like
Like-
into it. Like
This is literally
I
this is
was
like
saying-
watching me and my husband fight. He's just talking to me really calmly, and I'm like, and then you got fucking mad at me.
Lars
Wonderful.
Lars is a Ravenclaw because he's stubborn.
I don't think
Which-
that's necessarily what makes a Ravenclaw, but okay.
No.
Ooh, she
My-
said you don't even know what you're talking about.
Super uneducated. First of
Meg
all,
was like, "Here are the bad things about Carla, and I'm going to apply them to her through Lars."
I love Carla. I don't love Lars. These are the issues. No. First of all, I feel like I have established myself in this podcast as being someone who does not know shit about any of the houses, and I'm always wrong.
What is this? Like
You don't even want to try, Meg.
Yeah, and
I
this is
do
like,
want to try.
and this is like, no.
You come in here like I'm just gonna be wrong.
What is this? Your 5th guest episode? None of that shit anymore. You're an expert,
I have
and if you're
accepted-
wrong, it's because you're dumb. So keep going. Let's go.
I'd kill her for that one.
I accept
Sleeping with the
that.
fishes.
Call me dumb. That's cool. No, I actually was really sad to put Lars in the Ravenclaw because I fucking hate Lars and I love Carla. But
Oh
now
my.
Carla has decided that I don't get to talk.
What?
Oh boy. I'm so glad I don't have
I
to
have-
fight with me.
I have heard nothing from Meg. Why is he a Ravenclaw? What?
I have no
Meg
real
said because he's
reason.
stubborn.
Because he's stubborn.
Just because he's
apparently.
stubborn?
I don't like Lars at all. So I had
Are
a
you
really
saying
hard
you don't
time.
like Ravenclaw?
That's my issue. This is my issue, okay? I hate Lars. Like, I
Mhm.
genuinely do not like this character at all. So I had a hard time putting him in any house because I
Yeah.
don't want to be like, I love people in all of the Hogwarts
No.
houses.
I get it.
I
also
hate
Lars
people in
so
them, I
much.
promise you.
No. Here's,
Hashtag all people matter.
But Carla is getting under my skin tonight, and I just want to
this is very Gryffindor. This is like, I told you,
Get
Rachel's
in-
like, I don't
get
like
in
this
there.
person, and I don't want to spend any time with them, so they're a squib. Like, I don't want to think about their motivations or whatever.
Yeah.
But no,
like, I have thoughts about other characters.
but you can't. I know that it's hard. There are plenty of characters that I don't like, and I still think about like what makes them who they are, and then where that house puts them. Like,
It doesn't make your brain itch though.
I like hate that Steve Rogers and Bella Swan are Slytherins, but I know within my soul of souls that they cannot go anywhere else. Like, there's nowhere else for them to live. So
She said that he's got to live somewhere, Meg.
I understand that, and I had more thoughts, and then I got put on the spot, and I lost.
Oh my god.
oh,
Okay, so then just quickly.
Carla decided.
See, there's no quickly because. Okay, so going back to the thing with the system is that he decided, okay, I'm going to write a song, we're going to win the contest, and then we will be this huge act. I will vindicate myself in front of my father and in front of my entire town, and that's my happy ending, the end. When that's challenged, it's like, did you not hear the part where I have a plan, though? You know, it's like, there's Katiana up there singing, and he's like, right, but my song is super tremendous. And even though, like, and he's justified in the fact that, you know, when he fell from the wings and the the Icelandic contest, yeah, that
he broke
sucks.
his dick.
He's such
Here's
a
what
twat.
kills
It's
me.
so funny.
Carla's
I love
fucking
sitting
it.
flying
here
out.
saying all the things that I'm thinking much more coherently than I could. And she and I talked about this beforehand because I was like, you feel so much more about this movie than I do. You can go first. And I'd be like, yes, I agree with that. And agree or disagree about the houses. And then she threw me under the fucking bus.
No, it's because you
That's
were
what
giving all
happened.
these faces.
I was agreeing with you.
That wasn't an agreement face. That was like, Carla, you are
Meg, you were
just...
going like this.
I know. But anyway, right, and then so there are like multiple instances where his thinking is challenged, and anytime that it's challenged, but not in a way where he agrees that this person is incorrect, he just plows on with his plan. And then with the thing with Sigrit, that's different because somebody challenges him and it makes sense to him, to his brain. And he's like, okay, yes, I see now where I may have failed Sigrit. And then he changes his mind and then swims through and then flies in his fisherman's suit, which, by the way, didn't anybody on the plane complain? Like, excuse me, there's this disgustingly smelly
A plane coming
Icelandic
from
man.
Iceland.
He didn't get
Yeah,
arrested
but he didn't-
when, like, a
took
major
a plane
government
home.
official got stabbed by elves next to him, so.
Yeah, but that's fine. I think like nobody liked them. They were probably like, you know what, we'll just look the other way. It's fine.
He's just looking for
That's fine.
out for Iceland's economy.
And I agree. Like, honestly, the guy had so many points in his favor. But anyway, so those are my reasons.
Those are all your reasons?
There were more, but I forgot them in the skirt and the kerfuffle.
In your couple spat?
In the, like, attack Meg.
Oh my god!
All right. Well,
Bully Meg session.
Yes, the bully Meg. This was the session of bullying.
Let me just let you know right now that this bullying that you're experiencing right here is what Rachel thinks was bullying in the 911 episode.
no, that
So-
was bullying.
Shut up.
I'm honestly feel like us not being involved in any 911 911 episodes is bullying in itself.
Uh-huh.
We
Okay,
are
sorry for bullying
Right
you.
here
911 sluts.
On the left side of my Zoom screen is the Martyr House.
It's funny because that's you and Carla on my side.
I was
and I
gonna say
find
the
that
same
hilarious.
thing. Me too. Hilarious how you've described yourself. My goodness.
Said my screen. Was
The
not describing
self-aware-
anybody else's
the
screen.
Self-awareness is amazing.
She really has a lot of self-awareness.
Okay,
It's
but
great when it
listen,
comes out like
Can
that.
we please get to the point where you tell me that I'm wrong? Because I don't want him
Okay,
in my
you're wrong.
house. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, you're wrong. He's not in your house. He's in my house.
No.
Yeah, no, he's a full-on Gryffindor.
He is not a Gryffindor.
I was kind of
Meg,
begging
accept
for
it.
him to be.
You never hate anyone as much
Hufflepuff.
as you hate yourself.
I mean, I kind of get it. I get
I
it.
knew you
because I
would.
hate him so
Look,
much.
I
Here's the
know.
thing.
I know.
But he's so stubborn. He's so awful.
Oh, yeah.
And
He's so stubborn.
I shut up, Lauren. I was like this close to being like maybe Slytherin because when the boat explodes, he's like, "Oh, look, all the competition's gone."
That's what I said when I watched, though. That was my response. I went, "Oh shit,
Rachel
they're in."
fucking started yelling because she was like, I literally just said the line that he said.
This makes me feel like that
I was
I'm
like,
not
"Did Demi
a
Lovato go
Gryffindor
up? Yes!"
because I was like, "This is awful."
No, listen,
I am a Hufflepuff.
This man saw ABBA at Eurovision when he was 7 years old, danced to it, the adults clapped for him, and he based his entire identity around that moment. I don't know.
His whole motivation is his father and trying to prove to his father and himself, because he has this goal, because everyone laughed at him, I can do it. I can become famous. I can become successful. And he
has such
one-track mind.
unearned confidence
It's a lot of unearned.
Okay, that much is true.
in his singing ability.
I hate this so much because you guys are talking and I'm like, it makes so much sense. I don't like it. I don't like
He
like
walks in
Lars.
on all these
I don't
people
like
who
it.
are
I
so
don't
good
want
at it singing, or Sigrid, who is so good at singing, and all these professional singers are telling her so, and they're like, Sigrid, your voice is really good. And he's like, well, I mixed the track, and I did all my
I did her costumes, and I wrote the song, so.
This is my worst nightmare. I don't want to be here. This is the bad place. I don't want to be here anymore. I hate this.
Lauren, has there ever been a character I felt like that about being in Gryffindor?
Edward Cullen.
Oh, but I love him, though.
Yeah, but you wanted to kill yourself that he was in your house.
Oh, okay. You're right. I did.
I want to.
You were like, can we please put him anywhere else? I was like, no, it's not
Yeah.
possible.
The worst thing you could say to
is
me
literally
is
the
that
anchor
Chang
of left
is
side
in Gryffindor.
Gryffindors.
That's the worst thing you could say to me. I would react how Meg is acting right now.
I hate Lars so much. Like I said, we did a Bed When We Had episode, and I listed every character in the movie that I would
Lars
bed
had the
before
fucking
Lars.
audacity that only a Gryffindor male can have. I'm telling you flat out right now. It's
So
un-fucking
Gryffindors
real.
are basically just white dudes.
Listen, you show me
A lot
any
of
like
them.
frat
No, we
dude that's
fucking-
knocking back
they
beers and
fucking-
being a dick, and I would be like,
He fucking at the end when he got mad and like stormed out of the country because
yeah.
he got embarrassed.
Yeah.
He
were like,
literally got
"Whoa,
into a fishing boat within 12 hours. He
No,
didn't
but we
even
were
hear the voting before
No,
he
but
was
we
off.
were like, whoa, Dean Winchester season 15. Like,
So much.
why?
So much.
I
She,
hate this. I
first
hate
of all,
this so
she's
much.
writing a love song for him. He doesn't automatically, as he should, assume it's about him because she told him 5 minutes before, oh, well, let's make out and have a baby
She
or whatever.
tried to kiss
Right.
him before.
He-
and they had a whole
he-
conversation
he
and they
should have
should
names.
be together.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
He hears it and he goes, how can I make myself a victim here? This is clearly about the other guy.
I don't like
Okay,
this.
I'm
I
storming
hate
off.
this. I
Then
hate it so
he
much.
tells her, go
No.
have fun at the club. She does, and he gets fucking mad about
Yes.
it, okay? Let me tell you flat out right now,
Stop
Slytherin
making
wouldn't
this
let
make
them go,
sense. Stop
and a
making
Ravenclaw
this
would
make
not
sense.
even be in
I
this
don't-
mess.
I don't like this. I don't like this. Stop making this.
So she goes, she comes
putting
back,
me in the worst
she whoops his
characters.
ass and tells him, you know what, you're a douche, and there is no us. And what did you, I'm going home, forget, go home. Has a temper tantrum, goes home, and then, who tells him he should go back, Meg? Daddy. So what does he do? Jumps in the fucking ocean
He's
like
the
a
one
fool.
who sleeps with somebody else, and he gets mad at her.
He doesn't sleep
He
with
doesn't sleep with
yeah,
her.
he doesn't sleep with her, but he doesn't have sex with her, but he sleeps in this.
He's being a spiteful jerk. He's just being a
Yeah.
jerk.
Yeah.
I hate Lars so. I don't like this. I'm leaving.
Jumps
Listen,
in the ocean.
I typically would argue
Then
because I like being
insults
right.
the American kids who are doing him a solid the whole way. Behaves like I do when I'm on a roller coaster with people who hate it because it just adds to my delight. Goes into Eurovision, make sure he lets them know, hey, never come here again, stupid Americans. Doesn't say thank you.
His
runs
fight
in.
with Alexander when he's in
And
it.
then starts trying to punch this
I
poor
told
guy.
Rachel this.
I hate this so much.
No, Alexander makes logical points. Like, I can give her stuff you can't. Fucking Gryffindor in the face of this goes, oh, you're right. And then hits him again.
And then just goes out on stage.
I hate this so much.
And
Now
makes
I
the
here's
most
where-
dramatic,
here's where,
don't like
the most
you
dramatic.
logicking this whole
I
thing.
will say, when he wasn't like being shitty, he was being nice to her about certain things. He would compliment her. He would say,
He was
certain
like
things,
upfront about the fact
and-
that he didn't want to have a romantic relationship.
Right.
He was like,
all
He
of
wasn't
his
funny
music
about
is
it.
all
compliments
that
to
matters
her
to
were
me.
self-serving as fuck. He
No,
was
yeah,
But that
such
doesn't
a-
matter.
I know, but
Yeah.
Gryffindors can be selfish. And when he gets on stage with her at the end, he goes into support mode, right? But he can't help but try to vocalize a little bit too.
I hate everything about this. I don't like this. I'm uncomfortable.
Well,
I'm gonna wrap myself in my.
No, that
in
scene when they
my-
were at their first rehearsal, and like he was like, you have to dance, and like you don't know what's going on because I choreographed everything for you, and like the choreograph lady is like, she's like, Sigrid, you have to move, and she's like, you want me to dance? She's like, yeah, and he's like, hey,
dance.
look over here. He's like, look over here. He's like, how's this? Is this? And she's like,
I
like
told
that.
Lauren,
He's like,
I was like, look at me, mommy. That was the whole vibe, which
Okay,
is
I
such
don't know
a
if you
Gryffindor
ever
vibe.
watched Matt
Carla's
TV.
so delighted because this is not
No,
Ravenclaw
but okay, I don't know if you ever
behavior.
watched Matt TV, but there's
Yeah,
this character,
Stuart.
Stuart. Yes, Stuart. That's exactly what it reminds me of. What I can do exactly. It also reminds me of my son, which is more troubling.
I hate this so much. I hate this so much.
No, you know
Yeah,
what?
no,
though?
he's a
typically,
Gryffindor, like
I
a-
would
like a-
fight. I would
Come on,
want to
Meg,
fight
he's a
and
painfully-
defend my position.
why do you
Obviously,
want to
and be like,
fight? Do you
don't wanna
disagree
agree.
with this?
I don't. No. I don't want to fight
don't-
because I didn't want him in my house anyway. So this is the only reason why I'm not
Do
fighting.
you like agree with
don't-
this, or
don't
are you
like-
just
I
like
agree
not
with
fighting
it
because you're
enough.
happy?
I agree with
Okay.
it enough.
I
Okay,
don't like this because
I can live with this.
but do you
guys-
agree,
I
Meg?
feel like it's so Gryffindor of me to be like, you guys presented enough evidence for me to be like, fuck.
You're just proving the stubborn thing. Like
Exactly.
you're
I
so
don't
stubborn.
like it. I don't like it because I hate him. I don't want him in my house. But that makes sense.
I understand, but you know
It
he
makes
belongs here.
sense, but I don't like it.
He's just
I'm not
it was
happy.
very
Can
like
he
it was
be-
very
can
Dean
he
and
be in,
Cass.
like the add-on of the house.
It was very it was the
Hannah,
way
no.
he treats Cass. Yes, it was the way
Hannah,
like,
cut that out. We have not sorted him yet.
we've sorted Dean and
Where
Cass.
is
What are you
the
talking
bingo
about?
card? Where's the bingo
talking about?
card for talking about Destiel?
Why am I not allowed to talk about
It's
Dean
on the
and
wall.
Cass?
Shut up now.
Okay. Anyway,
Can we
when
talk
he's
about Dean
met
and Cass
with like
you?
feelings
I
and all
wanna
these
do
things,
that.
he's acting like a shithead.
I want to talk about Dean and Cass.
I am continuing. Dean just storms off. He's in his full-on anger rage mode, which you fucking said before. You said it's full-on season 15 Dean Winchester.
Lauren's living
All
in her
I'm
comfort
saying
of Hannah
is,
cutting all of
before
this.
you fucking freak out for no reason, because I wasn't going to say anything else, he's acting the way that Dean acts when faced with certain emotional problems, okay? He's getting told truths. He's getting told realities. He's being hit right in the dick with complete logical facts. You're being a giant baby, and it storms up, getting out of here. I'm going to take a tantrum. It's very Dean.
I don't appreciate that.
Come on, though, it
Analysis
is.
of my house.
He's here. Welcome him in. Let him in. He's here.
I love how to prove her point she storms out after you just said that
I
Dean storms
know!
out and that Lars storms
She
out.
got up and walked away.
I know.
She actually physically lifted herself out of her chair and walked away. Anyway, he's a Gryffindor. It's done. He's a Gryffindor. I will take your I've heard enough to agree with it as an agreement because he's a Gryffindor. Meg, come back. My God.
I am so happy with it. She probably left to pee, to be honest, but
Oh, okay. That's fine. I'm happy with him here because I was delightfully entertained by him the entire. I was so entertained.
Well, I think that's the difference is that you like Will Ferrell and she very much doesn't.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. If it's someone I really did, you couldn't have made Demi Lovato likable to me.
I absolutely went to pee.
Carla called it.
And
called
the
it.
most recent time I watched this movie was for Bed Would Be Had, and we played with Lars. So I
What part did you play with?
we played Lars,
What part?
Sigrid,
What part?
and
she's making a dick joke. Lars is
Doesn't have. You could be his ass too. I'm just asking
No,
what part.
Didn't matter.
He
I
has a
cut the
pretty good
head off.
penis. You know, he
Yeah, cut the
wouldn't say
head
that
off.
much
Like a
to look
Volvo.
at.
It's like a
Like a Volvo.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to turn any
It'll
heads,
get
but
you
it's
there,
a good
but
size.
nothing to talk
I don't
about.
think he was going for likable. I don't think anyone came out of this thinking like Lars is a likable, lovable character. He's my
Right.
favorite one. It's just
Right.
as part of the duo and the dynamic, it's funny. He's just funny.
Yeah.
No, he is funny, but here's the thing. So the last time I watched this movie was with the intent of playing Bedwood Behead, so
Right. You're full in hate mode.
I'm full on in hate mode for Lars.
That's okay.
And even though I find Will Ferrell really entertaining and Lars super entertaining in this role, I still
You can't remove your
really hate him because he's such an asshole. He's such an asshole through the whole movie.
I don't know.
Like
who I hate
everything
like
he
this. I
does
need
is
to know.
so selfish. Even when he does stuff for Sigrit, it's always for himself.
Slytherins do that too, just more smooth.
Yeah, that's why I almost put him in the Slytherins, but he's not like manipulative. He's not like good
I
enough.
don't think Lars was trying to be manipulative the entire time. I think he had a goal. He wanted to hit it,
No.
and he was used to her being kind of like, yeah, you're
She
gonna
was-
follow me fucking
she
wherever
was a
I
bit
go.
of a doormat for
Right.
all of it,
Yeah.
Which is her
I
own
get
fault.
that. Yeah, no, I get that, and that's why I didn't put him there. But I didn't want.
I
him
don't
in
know
my
that he's the
house.
character that's worth
Where-
this much hatred. There are other characters who deserve this kind of hatred.
Where
this level.
is the house of super selfish and not very fun? That's the house I wanted to put Lars in.
All of them can be not very fun.
Typical white man taking up all this time and energy.
Oh my God. Okay, let's move on to another white man. Let's move on to another white man. Let's talk about Alexander Lemtov. I've had too much
Let's do
wine to enunciate. Okay, first of all, I just want to say that I love Alexander Lemtov. I would absolutely move anywhere he wanted to move and do whatever he wanted to do. And yes, buy me a Fabergé egg. Buy me a tiger.
Or a tiger.
Okay? Yes, put Wi-Fi in every room for me, Alexander Lemtov. I will do anything you ask. I will take you away from Mother Russia, who doesn't want you to be you.
I would wear a strap on for him.
Yes.
I would do all of the things for Alexander Lemtov.
All of the things. All of the things. He is wonderful. I love that he is he's very sincere. Like he's you know, the reason that I would hesitate to call him manipulative, even though he is clearly manipulative, is that he's doing it because he thinks, okay, this is the right thing. It's like, okay, obviously, Sigrit, you can't possibly be happy in this arrangement where you're with a subpar singer and somebody who can't elevate you to where you belong. And I am super talented, which frankly, it could sound really douchey, but from him, it doesn't, because he's right.
He has the facts. He's got houses in every country. Like, what?
Yes.
Yeah, what does he have to be insecure about?
This is his top
In
5
Scotland.
favorite place. Yes, it's amazing. I love him so
Yeah,
much.
He's just
lipstick
stating
stains on his
facts about his
passport.
life. Like, he's not even bragging.
He's not bragging. Like that's just it. It's like he is saying all of these things, and it's not
Yeah.
so much bragging.
He's
it's
like,
just
yeah,
he's
I'm gonna
like-
win Eurovision. Like, that's just what's gonna happen. Like,
and he's taking them around the room at his party, and he's like, their odds are really bad. Not as bad as yours, but they're pretty bad. And it's not even a dig. He doesn't even do it as a dig.
he's like, those are facts. I was down at Las Vegas like earlier this morning. That's just
It's honesty.
that's just what it was.
Yes, exactly. Like, the sky is blue. You're probably not going to win. It's fine. That's just how
Yeah.
it is. And he is convinced that with Sigrid by his side, they will both benefit. So it's not even like a straight up, like, this is for me kind of thing. And that's one thing that I really appreciated about the movie, is that so many of these movies, the guy is out strictly for himself. And he is at every point trying to elevate Sigrid in ways that don't benefit him in the least.
Mm-hmm.
When he's there to comfort her when Lars has already left, he doesn't have to be there. He could be, out in his fabulous Edinburgh mansion, doing whatever the hell he does when he's out there and, not paying attention to Sigrid. But he comforts her. He says, listen, you have a chance, like, you're getting points. You're doing okay. Right before the final performance, he's trying to, she's trying to talk to him like, okay, listen, I can sense that, that there's something that you might want to be saying, but maybe you feel restrained against saying. And he's like, I, he, him pronouns, get on stage. And that's because he cares about her. He wants what's best for her. So I don't know, like, I want to put him in Ravenclaw because I love him. And I think that might sound unreasonable because of the whole factor where he kind of did try to play Lars and Sigrid against each other. First, when he invites him to the party, he clearly has Mita come over to, to split them so that he can go off with Sigrid and she can go off with Lars. And then when he brings up, just don't forget what we talked about in the dressing room before the semifinals, to Sigrid, and obviously it's going to set Lars off. But even with that, I don't think. I think that it's more about trying to set Sigrid straight than it is about trying to manipulate her for something that's bad. Yeah, may I just say again that I love him so much, and that the song is fabulous. I do not even care that Dan Stevens didn't sing the damn song. It is probably the best song in the entire soundtrack.
It's very good.
Yes.
So good. The whole soundtrack is fantastic.
I just Rachel made the observation that he kind of looks like Colin, who plays Captain Hook.
Yeah,
in Once Upon a Time.
Kinda.
So the entire time, Rachel just called him Small Sexy Pirate Man.
That's his name now. That's why I was like, Alexander Lemtov.
I love it.
And
Also, fun fact, all the other singers in this movie were Eurovision contestants from previous years. And
yes.
I did, I did recognize some people from like my Twitter timeline over the years.
That house party
that's cool.
was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Conchita Verse was so amazing. Like that moment when they panned down to Conchita Verse, and I forget the name of the other person singing that part of Ne partez pas sans moi, and then they turn and it's Conchita's like amazing like moisturized beard.
Oh yeah.
And then she lets out that like high note. It's like, oh my god. I think
Lars not having a good time.
What?
Lars was having a great time, okay, except for the part that she hit her
having a good
note.
time until
he
later.
was until Mita's like, oh, your sister sounds great. She's probably not my sister, but yes, she sounded great.
Yeah. All right, Meg.
Well, I mean, the reason he went is because he wasn't going to go because he was like, we have to practice singing. And then Alexander was like, well, the important people are going to be there. So, and then he was like, oh,
if
well,
the important
we're
people are going to be there, of course
yeah.
we're going to be there.
Then Fire Saga will be there.
Okay, so all the stuff Carla said about Lemtov. Carl, it's tough because Carl and I have talked about these characters like a lot. And I love him so much. He's so ambitious. He is so very much like he wants Sigrid with him. Oh, yeah, buzzword. Yes, he wants Sigrid with him to propel himself as well as her, and but he's not a douchebag about it. He's not trying to like steal her from Lars. Once he realizes how committed she is to Lars, he backs off. But he's always there to support her, and I love him so much. Initially, I was like, oh my god, he's such a repressed gay. He must be a Gryffindor like Dean.
I like your logic. That
was my logic.
Is Dean the only repressed gay you know?
No, but I tend to feel like all of them fall into the same umbrella. Not really. I'm just kidding. But
Continue.
I'm a little
Well, where do you think he goes? Do you think he goes in Ravenclaw too?
No, I feel like he's the Slytherin.
Okay.
How
come?
He's
She buzzword already. Yeah.
no.
It's fair.
Wasn't
They are
trying to
ambitious.
like buzzword, but he is very ambitious. I don't think he does stuff because he like wants to see what's going to be happening with what he does. I think he wants to orchestrate things to benefit himself and propel himself and the people he cares about further.
That makes sense.
Like I thought for a minute Gryffindor, but I feel like he fits more under the Slytherin umbrella.
Well, it's rough because he comes out with a song about lions, right? and it's boring.
And then
on
there's
stage.
the
It's hard
lions.
to
Yeah,
separate
the
from that, right?
lion
Yeah, I
song.
feel you.
And I'm
Lion
like,
motif.
hey, that's us.
Yeah.
Again,
Like-
I am very used to being wrong when I come on this show. So I don't feel...
But you know what, Meg? I feel
I
like you
don't
might
feel
be
like-
right.
You know what, Meg? When you're wrong, it's all for lack of trying.
Yeah, and I can tell you really put some thought into that, and you're right.
Shut
Definitely
up.
Slytherin. Yeah.
You guys are such assholes.
You're right.
And I like when
Oh
you're
my
wrong.
God.
See what happens,
See what happens when you apply yourself?
She'd be sleeping with the fishes. Sleeping with the fishes.
But yeah, I think that it is that key point.
Very well.
But I think that it is that key point, Meg, that he focuses on himself, but also on his people, and his people. He's decided that Sigrid is his people, so he's
fully.
You know,
completely
and it's-
concerned with
it's
her
so,
future.
He actually voices it several times too. This can't happen to us. It's happened to me where I'm like, I don't know why. There's just something about the, like, I'm not particularly like close friends with them yet. I'm not in love with them. I don't have a crush on them. I don't know what it is, but I sense something about this person that I need to be around them and that they need to be around me. And he says it to the, I'm sorry, I forget her name, the Greek woman a couple of times.
Mita.
Just she's like, he's like, I don't know what it is about her, and he says it to her too. He's like, when you sing, I feel something, and I don't really get it, but I want you to continue singing with me because I like it.
Right.
And when Rachel and I were talking, she talked about too, like Slytherins are really good at reading people and seeing who people are and what they're good at or whatever. And Rachel was like, "Wow, he got her talent like right away. He sussed that out."
Amazing.
It's like, it's not that I know it's hard to say he was being manipulative or had an ulterior motive because he's
Because
such
it
a
always
sincere and
sounds
kind
bad, but I
character,
think
and
we should remove the negative connotation
But
from the
yeah.
word manipulative.
it's actually not a negative sort of manipulation here. Look, Slytherins do this. They go, I know what's good for you, and I'm gonna steer
But
you in
not
that
in like
direction.
an overbearing way. Just like this is like
And
we were
like,
saying earlier,
Gryffindors
like
do that
facts.
in an
Like,
overbearing way.
it's fact. And here,
Right.
like, and you
So-
can see it, like, too. Like everybody in the village was telling Sigrid the same thing. They were like,
Right.
"Lars
Yeah.
is a loser, and you're wasting
Her
your
mom
life on
especially.
him."
So
Yeah,
he
and
wasn't
so-
saying anything
So
like
he said the same thing,
You know.
but she was actually listening to him too. But he was
Right.
being like, "This dude isn't talented. I really want you to get somewhere, and you're not going to get anywhere with
He
him."
wasn't even saying that he wasn't talented. He was
Well,
just
no,
saying,
he
he was like,
no,
this guy does
I-
not appreciate you.
He
Sure.
also
Who you are.
had like he had
What
no
you do.
attention to give to Lars. He like
no, I
he saw
differentiated
him and
that
dismissed
it
him immediately.
as,
He was like, "You're not a special person." Like, I
no,
don't-
it was fully like she's
You're
worth
Will
something.
Ferrell.
He's worthless. Like it's actually not worth my time at all. So he's being genuine towards her. He's being sincere towards her, and yeah, he's doing it in kind of a shady way at first. Like I thought they were doing the typical trope of it's
Rachel
going to be
was,
Hans
she was
from prison.
Rachel
I
was
would
getting so worked up.
travel-
She's
I
like, "What
would
is this guy doing? What is
travel
this
the
guy
world.
doing?"
Yeah, I was
With-
like, what's his fucking motive? I don't like
She's
it.
Right.
like, "What is it?" I'm sitting there quietly because he's my favorite. And then finally we get to the part where Lars has stomped off and won't sit on the couch with her,
And
and
he
he
sits
comes
with her.
over and he's holding a little Icelandic flag and he's
Yes.
hugging her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh my God."
And there was no
And he comes
real
over. He
ulterior
comes over
motive.
and he's like, "Where's Lars?" And she's like, "He left." And he like immediately sits down. He's like, "It's his night off," and he's like, "I'm gonna sit here with you."
I don't
Yeah.
think he's doing
I would
it
travel the world with
because
him.
like I don't
immediately.
think the motive is I want her to sing with me, but that is of course a potential like good thing that he's
that could be an
filed
outcome.
away.
Yeah, but no, but I think also like he's just like, I want her to realize that she is as special
I think
as
he
I've been
gen-
saying.
well,
Like,
I think
yeah.
he genuinely cares about her.
mhm.
And you can see that, like, he wants her to travel with him and all this stuff, and you can see that throughout the entire movie. Once he comes onto the scene, that he wants her with him, but he's not like mad at her for
No.
choosing to not join him on tour.
No.
He's
No, not at all.
jealous
he's supportive
of
as
her and
hell.
Lars or anything like that. He's like,
I'm
this is
so
someone-
sad he wasn't in like the epilogue. Like I wanted
Yeah,
to see,
I
I
would
wanted
love
to
to
see him
see-
with a boyfriend. God damn it.
Okay, so
No,
here's
there
my
are
thing.
no homosexuals or
Russia,
non-binary.
No gay people in Russia.
They just don't exist.
Even if it's
They don't
statistically unlikely. No gay people in Russia.
Does
No,
not exist.
But okay, here's my headcanon for what happens next. My headcanon for happens next. Okay, so in the end, he doesn't win. Mita does. Okay, so he's like completely thrown off. He's grappling with this like loss of his sense of self and his
He goes
surety.
to Greece with Mita.
Can
Where's
I
the
finish?
Where's the fic?
Can I finish?
I
So-
thought he and the dance guy had a thing going on.
Kevin
Mhm.
Swain?
I really did, yeah.
I think he can do better than Kevin Swain, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, I agree with you, but I
if
thought
if I
they
can
were-
continue with
they
my
had-
head
I thought he could have been like a good stepping stone.
Yes,
you
yes.
know?
But I think, he gets really like sad and he gets really down in the dumps. And Kevin Swain was really nothing to do with him because he was like, Lemtov already broke his heart. He's like, why should I be there for somebody who broke my heart? Which, fair. And then so he goes off with Mita, even though she won, he doesn't hold it against her because it's like, okay, fine, you won, whatever. I've been talking about how amazing
Did she
you
win
are.
really, or is that a head?
In my head, it's my head canon.
Okay.
That she won and he didn't, and he's like, what? And so he has like this year of kind of coming to grips with things, and then he goes on his own adventure where he finds somebody to like hold his hand and to support him in his journey to accepting himself for all that he is. And then in the end, but he constantly tests Sigrit because she's become one of his best friends. So like every now and then, like you just see like little clips of them texting each other. And then in the end, he goes again for the next contest, and then he wins. And then like it's all wonderful and happy. And
love you
Sigrit
so much.
and Lars are in the audience clapping for him. And Mita
Why does
is
Lars
his biggest
have to be
supporter. Because Sigrid is there, and Sigrid
And then he
can't travel
kisses his
without
boyfriend
him.
on stage, and
Yes, and it is a
he's
fabulous
kicked out of
moment.
Russia, and yeah.
Which is
I will tell
fine,
you,
'cause
Russia
he goes
is
through
so
with his
full
whole-
and then
of
he
super
develops his
masculine.
own. He develops his own European country, and then he wins Eurovision as the head of that country.
Russia is so
I
full
love
of
that addendum.
hyper masculine men. Who
That can go into
hang out
the
naked.
quotas. That's part of the
will-
quotas. Let's
Another
add
I
it to
will.
that.
And also, when he was being invited to Greece, Rachel was like, "Yes, go to Greece. They'll worship you."
Yeah, we will. Let's go, baby.
All those statues.
Yes.
Dicks.
Yes,
Sexy
I don't
little
see
pirate.
it.
All
I don't see
right.
it. I don't think they look like
Huge.
that. I don't see it.
Huge
I don't get it.
penises everywhere.
But I just love that he.
So my
he looks at
penis
them
is quite
like-
large.
As if he's looking
like,
at them
and
for the first
weirdly,
time.
like not even erect or
Yeah,
just
but
lit.
he's
like,
looking
at
they
them
have
as
like
if he has never
3
seen them
inches
before.
out
They were like
before his
sausages.
penis.
And
sorry,
he,
Carla, what?
he goes. He looks at them like he's never seen them before, and he's like, "You're right. Yes, they're very, very handsome." And it's not anything like any features. Like they're very handsome. Yes, let's go on to the party now.
I would have
Completely not paying
so
attention.
You know what?
Anything
I have a
else?
he- I have a
just
I have a
speaks
headcanon about
factually.
that.
Tell
I have a
me.
headcanon about
Tell
that.
me.
So
I
so
have
you know
so
how he
many
was
black
like
eyes.
he was like, you know how he was like, these are like classic Greek sculptures, like they're the real deal, and then they were trying to be like they're not because they're sculpted after your face or whatever. Some man who was in love with him sculpted all of those and gave them to him and told them they were real because he wanted him to keep them in his house, but he didn't want him to know about his crush. So he's totally clueless and also like factual.
I could
Like
see that.
I guess
Like,
they
I
do,
could see that.
That 100%
cute.
could have happened. It could have happened.
I feel like they could have really easily played him as being super duper vain and self-centered
Yeah.
So true.
and narcissistic, and I feel like Dan Stevens ruined that because Dan Stevens'
I agree.
he
portrayal
was
is
very
just very
was very-
genuine.
Yeah.
He was very sincere. I was gonna say when they wake up after they were out clubbing and he braids her hair in the bed and she's like, did
Yes.
anything happen? And
Yeah.
he's like,
Yep.
no, it's
A
just you're braiding your hair.
gentleman.
Yeah. and then he sits down on the couch and is just like very openly and sincerely like, I don't think you should be Lars. I think you should be with me. He's like, I'll give you an egg. I'll give you a tiger. Like whatever you want, I'll give it to you.
So I feel like they made these statues with the idea that he
yeah.
was like this narcissistic
yeah.
asshole.
Yeah.
And then Dan Stevens' portrayal of him was the opposite. Thank God.
No.
Was the
No,
opposite
but-
of that.
No, during
And
that
then they were like, well, what the fuck are we going to do? So now he's gay.
during that conversation too, I felt like this was very Slytherin. She's like, I don't want any of that, and he's like, I know, but I had to try. I was like, that's so Slytherin. He's like, I'm gonna exhaust all avenues. Like, I
No,
don't
but
know.
I absolutely
Something
love
also like he that just pointed me at Slytherin was like I have a couple of very good Slytherin friends, and when I tell them something or when I explain like something personal, just because this is the way that I think, I think people are gonna like talk to you about talk to their spouse, talk to their parent about it, talk to their friend. Like I fully think if I share something, it's getting shared with somebody. But
Yeah.
like with Lauren or with my other very good Slytherin friend, it doesn't move from that spot. And I also don't
She's always so
get judgment
surprised too.
for even if I think if I
She's
know
like,
in my
she's like
head
talking about something, and this like she's talking about something with somebody, and they're like they're like, and she has to give them the whole backstory, and then she goes to me and she's like, I thought you told them. I was like, why would I tell them?
No,
your
I
business?
do. I expected it, and it's not that I think any less of you for it. It's just what I expect of people. But I've noticed with the two of them, that doesn't happen. And also, there have been times where, like, just high school, whatever, when I dated stupid boys, like my other very good Slytherin friend, I knew how she felt about it. I knew she wasn't there for it. But if I was happy, it was full support. And then at the end, there was no like, well, I told you so. It's not like that at all. It's very sincere. Like, I want you to be happy. And I saw that in him. I see that in Lauren. I see that in like every freaking Slytherin I know. It's they really, when they see something in you that's worth something or just whatever it is that clicks in their head for you to them, that's it. They're going to, it's so much support. And it's not judgmental.
I feel like as we get older, we meet more friends like that, regardless of house. Like,
I hope so.
First off, I have plenty of friends who, like, if I tell them something, I fully expect that they're going to tell their spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Because generally, I feel like if you tell me something, that you should expect that I'm going to share it with my husband because he's my person. And it will never go beyond that one person. But if you're going to want my opinion and my thoughts about this, my person is who I'm going to.
But I'm telling you, a Slytherin's not going to do that. They're straight up not going to.
No, I get that.
Which I think is really admirable. Like,
it is
crazy admirable.
It's just so foreign to me.
Me too.
Yes, I know. No, I know it is because
like I'm sitting here scratching my forehead.
I'll be DMing Rachel like the fucking the other night. Because of that TikTok trend, I went wheels or doors and she answered me, and 2 seconds later George texts me wheels and starts sending me TikTok videos. Rachel immediately told him.
Yeah, but you know, I try not to do that with things.
Expect my husband
that matter.
No, unless you tell me.
It's fine.
Don't tell.
No, I mean, another thing about him too was I think it's like the fact that he was keeping his own secret was like pretty, like the way he was doing it was pretty Slytherin. Like he wasn't, when she asked him, she straight up asked him, are you gay? Like, are you gay? He was like, he wasn't there wasn't internalized homophobia, but there also wasn't like self-depreciation. Right. He was just like, no gays in Russia. And he's like, and she's like, non-binary. He's like, no, pronouns are he, him. Like he knew everything. And like, you know, he was just like,
check all the boxes.
And obviously got her name again. The Greek woman knew. Mita suspected, and he kind of just like let her have that without outright saying it. But yeah, he was just like playing it totally cool. He was just like,
I told Lauren, I was like, his face didn't even fall, even though that probably was like him.
No, I mean, he only had that one moment where he's saying he, him pronouns where he kind of looks around. He's like, he, him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that
Mita,
that he and Mita had been friends long enough that maybe they've already had that discussion.
Where's this fic, Carla? I know you've read this fic.
I want the fic, Carla. Write the fic.
God, I'm not a good enough writer.
I'm so sorry, Hannah.
She's got Alexander Lemtov's biography out here, not on AO3.
Yes, like I have it all like, in my brain. God, I love him so much.
Yeah,
but
he's a good character.
He is. Like, I think he's fascinating. And I really... Okay, so there's one thing that I really love about the movie, and part of the reason why it matters to me so much, is that they don't go for the cheap laughs, and they don't go for the things that you think would be the cheap laugh, where so many movies would make it a joke that he is not straight.
I was gonna say I was very pleasantly surprised. Like they didn't a lot of times when this, because it was a little bit of a gag, but a lot of times when this is like the punchline or whatever, where it's like guy's gay and nobody else realizes, like because Lars thought he was going for Sigrid, or like guy's gay and it's like he should be gay and it's obvious. It's always very exaggerated.
Very broad,
yeah. You'd see him on stage with all those men like doing this, and then he'd be having the no, not gay, no gays in Russia, as he's like feeling up a guy. And they didn't do that at all. Rachel didn't realize he was gay until like 3/4 of the way through the movie. She was like, "Wait, is he gay?" And I was like, "Yeah, he's yes."
It's like very about it. Straight.
That was fantastic.
But that's just it. It's like I think that it wasn't a joke because he himself is trying not to out himself. He's so scared of possible repercussions in his country that he is not free to be himself. So it isn't a joke about him being secretly gay. It's just a statement of the fact that like not all people are free to be who they are.
Yeah,
And
his being closeted wasn't a punchline. It
Right.
was a state of being that he just kind of had to live with.
Yeah. That, and also the fact that Mita and Sigrid, their relationship was not catty, where so many movies would make it a catty relationship.
Wanted them to date.
No, I wanted Mita and
Sigrid to date.
Sigrid to date. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who we're talking about.
Yes.
We haven't even started talking about Sigrid yet.
You know what?
guys.
I thought you were.
Segue.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Alexander and Mita, and I was like,
no.
because in other movies they would have made it like they were this weird catty duo,
Right.
and I was waiting for that.
It would have been that, and it would have been a thing.
BFFs.
Exactly.
It would have been that, and it also would have been a thing where like she doesn't realize that he's not straight, and they're like fake dating, and he's. But none of that happened. Like there are so many points at which the movie could have punched down, and they chose not to. And I love that about this movie.
It was refreshing.
It was refreshing because there, you know, like when Mita comes into the room at the hotel, and she's looking for Lars, it's no longer because she's after him sexually. It's because she just, you know, she wants to say hi. And she sees Sigrid sitting there sulking and rage sewing. And she's like, you know, you're getting upset over nothing. You know, like
Rage
nothing happened.
Right.
That's amazing.
But she's like, you're getting upset over nothing. Nothing happened between us, and it's never gonna, because you have feelings for him and he has feelings for you. Right. So there was never a point at which Mita was like trying to separate them or trying to be like, you know, this
And it was
component. Yes, it is shocking, but it's like in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And again, this movie, it has so many unexpected, wonderful surprises. And, you know, I don't just like it because it's so funny and because the music is great. It's also these little things. It's really like a pretty feminist movie. Because to me, this movie is not about Lars and his journey. This movie is about Sigrid and her journey
100%.
to discovering herself and to feeling empowered in who she is. Because in the end, it's not like Sigrid and Lars go out on tour. They stay in Husavik exactly like she wanted, and they have a family exactly like she wanted.
Yeah.
So,
oh, I love that.
Yes. Like this is, oh God, I love this movie.
Good movie.
Yes. So, okay. So speaking of Sigrid though, okay. So I'm going to just, before I get into my whole thing, I'm going to say Hufflepuff because it's the house that I understand the least. And, and to me, it makes sense because it's like, okay, so I kind of figure that with these houses, I start out with like the emotional versus the logical. Mm-hmm. And with her, I think it's purely emotion. Like I think that she is very guided by her inner self. And with her, I think that a lot of it has to do with feeling like part of something, like part of a community. And she feels very much part of Husavik. Like those are her people, and that's all she wants in life. She just wants to be in Husavik and to live among the beautiful swimming whales that are like synchronized swimmers and come up out of the ocean out of nowhere in front of a giant, gorgeous iceberg. And she also wants to be Lars's person. She will do anything that Lars wants to do because she loves him and supports him, and she wants to her detriment. She wants to do the things that he wants to do and to arrive at things the way that he wants to arrive at them because she thinks that that'll bring them closer, which is unfortunately not necessarily true because even though Lars does have some kind of feeling for Sigrid, he doesn't, he puts his mission before her and before their relationship.
He has defined an identity around a single thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop it. I hate this so much. Stop it. I don't like it.
But he has, and she's going along with it. She's like, okay, this is what you want. I am fully on board with this. I will support you in any way that I can. I'm going to be a singer too. You know, I will sing these songs that you write, even though they're about a volcano man, you know, who melt my frozen heart.
She liked the volcano song. She wanted it to be their Eurovision
the volcano song is a banger. Okay, that is a solid song.
No,
it's a gorgeous song.
Not for Eurovision.
Not for Eurovision. Yes, the other one is super tremendous. I get it. But she's like lending all of herself towards his goals because she wants to be near him in any capacity that she can. And she will take whatever she can get from him, which is, it's truly sad because she can do so much better for herself. Not even just like, oh, she can find a better man. Screw other men. Well, go ahead and screw other men, but that's not the point.
Right.
Yes. Screw other men.
But find yourself
all the
first.
Other men.
Find yourself first. And I think that her friendship with Alexander was really key to her finding herself.
Yeah.
To really standing up for herself. Because I think Sigrid, before she met Lemtov, would have just left with Lars because he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
But the Sigrid who had already met Lemtov and who had decided, hey, listen, I'm an artist too, said, I'm staying because I'm an artist. That's the artist room. And I'm going to sit here because my students are watching, our town is watching, and I'm here to represent us, not you, us. And if it has to be just me, then that's what I will do because I am a freaking artist.
Yeah.
And she really needed that.
She's a freaking Hufflepuff.
That's, like, all of that to me says Hufflepuff.
Okay. Great argument. Meg?
Carla has all the argument for me with Sigrid being Hufflepuff.
You agree?
No, she's so deeply loyal to Iceland, to her community, to her town, to Lars and other people who don't deserve that loyalty. And I feel like that's kind of a hallmark characteristic of Hufflepuffs.
Isn't it just?
It's just like loyalty and
so sad.
not just like
buzzwords. They don't always deserve you.
But it's like loyalty to people who don't deserve that sense of loyalty. And that's really like and that breaks my heart a bit because
you want better for her.
I do.
Absolutely.
I want so much better for her because she puts the interests of so many other people above her own interests so much of the time. And it breaks my heart. Like when Lars throws his temper tantrum and leaves. Because first off, I think, and I've talked to Carla about this numerous times, when they have their technical disaster with the hamster wheel, I cannot believe that the entire world is like, this is so embarrassing for them. And not, oh my God,
mad.
This is such a tragedy.
I was
Thank
so
God
pissed.
people
Genuinely
didn't
pissed.
die.
Yes.
Like,
and on top of which, they came back and they kept singing.
Yeah. They treated it as an international embarrassment rather than like horrible accident that thankfully didn't kill people.
I know.
Yeah.
I could not believe they were laughing at them.
I know.
Yes.
Like they picked themselves back up, got up on that stage, bloodied and bruised and all dirty, and they kept singing. They sang their hearts
Finishing
out.
the song, they should have started
like
clapping
silence and laughter
immediately. It made me so, that whole thing made me so angry because I'm like,
Rachel canceled Europe.
For real?
Rachel canceled Europe.
Yeah. I said all of Europe can catch these hands right now.
All of Europe.
Friendship
done.
over with Europe.
Canceled. EU. Who's
and
that?
Leaving NATO, we're done.
Finished. And then the one mustachioed man started clapping, and I was like, now we can be friends. So you saved your country, but everyone else is a little fucking follower. And we're done.
Exactly.
God.
But
as a teacher, we're taught to reward perseverance. Okay?
Yes.
Because even if you don't win, even if you don't get it, you stuck it out and you tried your best.
Yeah.
Sigrid got the memo. Lars did not.
No.
The memo.
The memo?
Memo.
You got the memo.
Well, look,
You got the
that's
memo.
a hella Gryffindor trait, though. He didn't get validation, he didn't get support, he didn't get a lot
Shut up.
of love.
I hate this so much.
And he walked
Stop
his
it.
ass off.
Stop it. I don't like that.
It's only the unhealthy ones.
I disagree.
With what?
I
You
don't
think
like,
you'd walk off too?
No, I don't like Lars being a Gryffindor. If
You don't
I'm
have to
starting
like
being
it.
a Gryffindor.
I didn't
can't
like that
remember.
shit. As my
You
mom
don't
said,
have
I
to
still
like
hated
that.
them.
You're still wrong.
I cannot remember what episode it was that it was the first healthy Gryffindor that I had to like point it out
Elwoods.
to Rachel. Was it Elwoods? Oh yeah,
Mhm.
because Rachel was not getting it, and I pointed.
Nope.
And now every single time Rachel was like, "This person's like me, but they're and this person's not like me, but they're a Gryffindor. They must be healthy."
If you can find a lens through which you understand something, good for you. That's my lens through
Every
which I
single
understand it.
episode now has been using the healthy, unhealthy.
I love
Now I'm
that.
gonna stop because you're mean.
Anyway, Sigrid is 100% a Hufflepuff because her sometimes unhealthy loyalty, and by sometimes I mean most of the time, unhealthy loyalty to her town, to Lars, to who she considers her people, and she's just lovely. And I just
Yeah.
like she's just there's nothing bad about her, and I feel like
Right.
if you're putting in a house, Hufflepuffs are the hardest people to figure out anything like bad about them. But that's not why I put her in Hufflepuff. I put her in Hufflepuff because of her loyalty to Iceland, to Lars,
Sure.
to the elves, who went too far.
The elves.
I was waiting for that one. It kept getting
Yeah.
skipped.
They
I
went too
love the
far.
elves. I just
Elves
I
was
love
a big one.
the tiny knife.
I
when
love
Lars
that they
removes
wound
it
up
from the
being
guy.
real.
I don't know. I don't know
That
if
was
we've
like
we've
real.
made it obvious, but we agree with you.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fully Hufflepuff.
1 out of
So-
3, I'll take it.
So what's funny is I have a huge crush on
had
Rachel
two.
McAdams, like unhealthy.
Who doesn't?
And so as I was watching it, I was not doing so through a scholarly lens for a good 20 minutes. And I was just watching
Especially
her
after
and
her
going,
husband left and stopped
wow.
heckling the movie.
Yeah. So rude. He does not think she's as beautiful
Wow.
as I do, which is rude.
George.
Not cool.
Come on, George.
So yeah, he was being annoying. So
Listen,
I
George,
couldn't analyze her,
Ravenclaw's a
and then all of
Ravenclaw.
a sudden, I fucking hear she worships elves, and I went, "Is this woman a Ravenclaw? What's going on here?" I didn't know.
I was like, no, Rachel, that's her religion. And then
I
she was
was
like,
like,
okay.
Cool, sweet religion. And then I started paying attention, and I started listening to her words, and because she's more than a pretty face, Rachel. God. So she was just everything you said, everything you said. To the last moment, it was like community serving, loyal, buzzword, like huge Hufflepuff. And Lauren said the same. You said Hufflepuff too. Like I don't remember what moment. You didn't tell me what moment was it that it clicked.
It was the one you missed where she was sitting, the first time she went to visit the elves. Yeah, the first time she went to visit the elves. And she was like, hello, elves. She was like, can you get us into Eurovision? Because then maybe Lars will like me. And also I want a baby. And I was like, this lady's a Hufflepuff. And I was like, and she's a Hufflepuff. She's a Hufflepuff because like she's so devoted to the elves, and she's so like
Maybe Lars will like me.
Yeah, no, and the elves did not kill that man because of Lars. They killed him because she loves Lars.
Yes.
Like otherwise
Yeah.
they would not.
100%. They would not
Yeah.
have cared otherwise.
No, and Rachel was saying too. She's like typical fucking Gryffindor simp going to talk to the elves because his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I hate this so much. No, I don't.
He
like
doesn't leave them in them at all, and he brings them wine and is like, "Can you please
Dean
make her like
Winchester
you again?"
praying.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Sorry about it.
But no,
Oh, I love every bit of
but-
this.
No, you
and now I
don't.
can say like there were so many like I don't think they're exactly like Dean and Cass. And actually, I keep going back to how we
Oh my God,
described
no,
the
stop.
duo in Die Hard as Dean and Cass
No.
because I love that we did that and it's not romantic. We were just like the way that they
Yeah, fully.
Powell.
They
and-
were
and-
very
yeah.
Dean
But we were watching this and especially the fighting parts.
I hate that we came into this with Carla being like, I'm so sad because I think Lars is in my house. And then we walk out of it with Lars being in my fucking house. And I hate him so much.
I was like, I want to show this movie to Jensen Ackles and see what he thinks about it.
I feel like Jensen
no,
Will the
Ackles
plot
has
be familiar? Also,
100%.
get out of my house.
Yeah,
I feel
she
like he has 100% seen this movie.
No,
I
she
think
literally
he sings the songs in his
she
shower.
literally DM'd
I
me and
think
she's
he
like,
does.
I'm going to show this movie to Jensen Ackles and he's going to be like, why does this plot seem familiar? And also, what the fuck are you doing in my house? Like, I just repeated what you said. But
Just watching happily, giddily, like, yeah.
yeah, you see the season 15 plot line.
Hey, Bessie, let's watch Netflix.
The fighting was very Dean and Cass. The way she held herself, the way she held her own, the way she resolutely understood what
When
she
she
wanted.
fucking was singing her
Come on.
her song too is about her homeland, right? She's like,
Yes.
I love my home. Like that's
Yeah.
literally the song. But fucking she goes to sing by herself and Rachel's like, oh my God, Castiel.
But no, you know what? Like thinking about
She's
it,
so
it's
amazing, though.
true because she's like, you have these ambitions and you have these things that you want, and I'm happy to pursue them with you because it's what you want, and I love you. My heart is in my home, which is Husavik. And that's all I want. All I want is to be home, but to be home with you.
Yeah.
That's like the point of the entire song. So to me, the fact that in the end, they end up together, they're in Husavik still singing at that crappy bar. They're still singing Ya Ya Ding Dong.
Yeah,
That's
ding dong.
a huge win on her part because she has stood her ground and she has finally realized her worth. And also, Lars has realized that it can't just be about him. He has realized
He's
her
not
worth as
gonna
well.
get any better.
I'm gonna say something.
Ooh.
I don't know.
that-
He had the baby strapped to his chest, not
Listen.
her. So
Lars may have understood that, but the big reason that Lars was able to get here mentally was because his dad approved
Yes,
of his
Yeah.
for sure.
So
For sure.
he was able to get past that. The whole thing he cultivated his identity around. He finally reached the end of it. So now there's no actual big goal. He's not like he says it throughout the movie, you know, this is my big thing, this is my dream, whatever. His actual dream is just to make his father proud of him and feel successful in that
See,
way.
I would
right?
have
So he
slept with
gets
his
that.
dad and become a stepmom.
Hell yeah. And so
Like
he's
that would have
happy
been my
to
goal.
then he's happy to then like give her whatever she wants, right? Because he's met his need. It's a very intense, deep need. And it's okay now. Like the block is removed from his brain. He can just be happy with her. He can be supportive of her. Hopefully he straightened his ass out a little bit.
Right.
Because he needed to.
Right. Yeah, no, but that's a very good point. It's that if he hadn't gotten his father's approval, would he have gone back?
I don't
Would
think
he
so.
have, like, been like, okay, Sigrid, let's sing your song? You know?
Well, friends, if the world wasn't ending and Sam's life wasn't on the line, would Dean have walked into purgatory with Cass to try to fix it all and ended
he
up on his knees
would've.
apologizing?
For
Like
sure,
you need
yes.
sometimes you need like a real push. You need something end of the world, like a huge massive to happen to you as a Gryffindor to go, oh shit. All right.
God damn it! I gotta
God
go
damn
back
it.
to work.
Yeah.
When my
I was
therapist,
wrong.
when
No!
my therapist told me today, spend one day this weekend not doing anything for anybody else, I was like, fuck.
Not possible.
It's not. I have to leave my house.
Yeah. You need to do that, Meg. Okay?
Yes.
Figure that out. Do that, please.
Yes, do
for
that.
yourself.
It's possible. You can do it.
You've
Just do
suffered
it.
enough tonight with Lars and with all this talk, and I'm so sorry he's in our
Lars.
house, but he is.
And listen,
He can begin to heal now. The generational trauma is healing. He can stop it there. He won't pass it on to his child.
Hopefully
we can think of it in
not,
a
yes.
positive way.
Hopefully not.
maybe his son
You
will
want it
go
to
on
continue?
to win
No, I don't want it to
Eurovision.
continue. I hope it doesn't continue, but I also
Right,
don't have
okay.
that much faith in Lars.
I understand. I just think as someone who shares, certain traits, like ridiculous,
Stop it.
stupid traits,
Shut
I know
up.
that if
Stop
I hit a
talking.
certain point,
No, I don't
right?
like this. I don't
Like,
like
okay,
it. I don't want to
I don't
hear
know-
about it. No.
You're fucking funny. I
no.
like have issues with
None.
my own parents, right? We all do.
Never.
But not everyone
Not at all.
internalizes them the way that a stupid ass Gryffindor like myself does.
Never.
And when I had my daughter, the flip switch, like, okay, the buck stops here.
The flip switch.
Certain things are not going to continue this way. It's done. It's over. And I think you learn a lot about what not to do after idolizing someone who's unhealthy for you and does things wrong for so long.
Never. I never did any of that ever in my whole life.
Never? Okay, well, in Italian and Greek households, you do.
Never.
And
Never. Never.
and they're whooping your ass with a belt, and you're like, okay, it's my fault.
I realize it's so much of this podcast. No one can see what I'm doing.
This is what Rachel wished on Pierce Brosnan when she saw the Italian flag.
I wish he would get the belt on
She was
me,
like,
baby.
he's been forged in the fire with me.
He was like, yeah, daddy, grab that belt. It's good.
Oh, God, and he was so hot. with the gray hair too.
He is
God.
such a
beard?
good-looking man.
The
Listen to me. He
Yes.
was like
Oh.
50
Did you
in
like
Mrs.
his
Doubtfire. I don't know
Icelandic
how he's still
accent?
here this fine.
Oh,
No, I
accent
don't
was
know.
awful.
No,
It was so
I don't
bad.
It
understand.
was very sing-song and
I don't
stereotypical.
understand. I
There
don't
was-
understand
I
how
think
he's
maybe-
hotter now.
maybe you saw
than
that
he
flag.
was in Miss-
No,
Mrs.
I think maybe you saw that flag as an Italian flag because his accent veered into Italian more than it
Shut
did
up,
into
he's so
Icelandic.
bad at it. He's so
His
bad.
accent was so tragically bad.
It was
Were
awful.
to be fair,
So
were
bad.
any of those accents in the movie supposed to be good accents?
None.
Well,
No.
Rachel McAdams'
Besides
accent,
the people who were actually Icelandic.
I've watched so many YouTube videos about this. and
She's
they've
gone
ranked-
in depth.
I've gone in depth. So they've ranked like the accents from best to worst Icelandic accents, and Pierce Brosnan was like absolutely the last.
Who is
place.
we?
He
Like
was
the
As
people
so
of
we
bad.
would
Iceland?
expect.
The
Yeah,
people of
yeah.
Iceland rank them?
People
Okay.
of Iceland, and
Okay.
then Will Ferrell was kind of close to him, but they said that Rachel McAdams did the closest to an actual Icelandic accent.
Oh, good for her.
Of any
She's
of
a
the
fucking good
cast, yeah.
actress. So.
She is.
Will
She's
Ferrell is
amazing.
bad on purpose, though.
Oh yeah,
expect him to be
he doesn't
good.
care. But okay, couple of things that I want to point out. One is that his wife is Swedish, and the reason he got into Eurovision, the contest itself, at all, is because his wife is Swedish. So
Wow.
he's watched it year after year after year. So this movie is his love song to the Eurovision Song Contest because he like this is why it doesn't feel so much like a punch down on the contest.
Sure.
It's a tribute to it. It's a tribute to how much love there is for this. And
How
It
did you
hooked me. Got
How
me
did you
into it.
feel about how they treated
Yeah.
Iceland?
well, that's the thing. It's like I was questioning that. I was like, I don't know how, but then they've talked to like actual Icelandic people, and the actual Icelandic people, like their big qualms with it are the accents and the fact that the names Lars and Sigrit are not Icelandic names, or
Right.
they're Swedish names.
Right.
But other than that, like a lot of Icelandic people are delighted with this movie because
That's
they're like,
nice.
yeah, they're like, this is like, they're doing this in a sweet way. They're not trying to make fun of us. They're paying tribute to
Right.
to
They're
the
not like
beauty of the
Icelandic
country.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Icelandic people are
Yeah,
so
I can see
backwards
that.
that they,
Yeah, and they've kind of adopted that Husavik song. The people of Husavik have kind of adopted the song, and in
That's
fact,
awesome.
the song was nominated for an Oscar in 2021 for 2020. Yes, and so
Eurovision isn't us.
Molly Sandin sang it in Iceland. They telecast it from Iceland with an Icelandic choir singing behind her.
Wow.
That's
yes.
so pretty.
Yes, and it's I think a lovely thing for them to like stake their pride on is the fact that the Icelandic people have embraced the movie and especially the song. The other thing,
Oh, I was just gonna say I like fuck the giant capitalist conglomerate, but I have seen because I haven't done any research into this movie at all, but I have seen Norwegians sing "Let It Go," like Norwegian in and it's very very pretty.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Anyway.
If you look up Oscar's Husavik song,
Mhm.
and you hear it, it's because they use a children's choir, which is even better.
Right.
It's beautiful. And one thing is that Molly Sandin's Icelandic accent is awful. So they kind of worked with her to like get the Icelandic better. And
Right.
she doesn't hit that high note in that performance, but it's still fine. Like it's still like
Yeah.
just the heart of the song. But okay, so the other thing that I was going to mention is that Lemtov song, the Line of Love song, that song, they actually recorded it. They used the Eurovision stage in 2019. And they were like, hey, listen, while you guys are like, doing other stuff, can we borrow the stage to record our movie? And so like they went through like a bunch of run-throughs. And part of the reason that the crowd was so into the song is because they came to know the song really well
Yeah.
from all of the run-throughs. And then they were like, like really they were actually cheering for it.
They're
because
like,
it's
can this guy win?
yeah. They were really into it. So like all of that footage was from the actual Eurovision Song Contest of like 2018 or 19, but just shooting the movie using the stage and the audience.
That's really cool. Good for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Man, I'm glad we brought an expert onto this episode.
I know.
This woman
We never
has
know
been
anything
training.
about the media that we disparage.
Carla has been training her whole life for this.
I have. I
We
have
just
also
shit
doesn't
all
actually
over
dance
it,
Stevens.
and we don't even bother learning about it.
That's
been-
It's a guy. His last name is Mionis, and
listen to her now.
And Dan Stevens was supposed to re-record the vocals, but COVID, so he couldn't end up doing it. So they just used the guy's vocals, and they're amazing because he's like an actual trained opera singer. And my husband is actually classically trained. He was training to be a cantor, so he has a beautiful baritone. So every now and then he'll just sing it, and it's just like the most amazing thing hearing like an actual person, like an actual performance of Lion again. Yes.
Yeah, you're just like, it's
I
so
love it.
wonderful how I can.
Well, for our episode,
And then Carla's like, "You want to make me a Badger fan?" That's an inside joke nobody else will get.
I was going to say, you want to renew our vows? She took it somewhere
Nobody
else.
knows what I meant. It's just for us.
I know what you meant.
It's just for us.
Oh my God. That's just for the gal.
I would say that I got saucy, but I don't want to add to this.
I wasn't sure how much y'all heard before my computer cut off, but now I know.
Well, you told it to us six times.
For the listener, Meg made a very saucy joke to her husband earlier.
Was it saucy?
It was
in a manner of speaking.
If you take a marinara, she made a very marinara sauce.
In texture, perhaps. Okay. She made
In color as
joke.
well.
That we can't repeat here. So, but it was very funny.
We're going to dance around it for a week.
Yes.
If you can guess it, good for you.
Good for you, or maybe see a therapist. I don't know which way you're going to lean on this, to be
Good for
perfectly
you.
honest.
You look happy and healthy.
Not me.
Not me. Not me.
So yeah, I have a lot more trivia, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go there.
Aw.
Do like a bonus episode that's just trivia.
So that you really should.
Yeah, right? God, I love this
You
movie
guys
so
need
much.
to do something more.
And can we
movie.
just like
This is what you should
appreciate for
talk
a
about
moment?
during Aaron's thing. Like,
Talk about Eurovision.
We need, hang on, pause. We need to finish out this, and then we're going to figure out when you guys come on boobs again.
Yes.
okay.
Okay, but
Well,
can we
do.
just
Finish this
take
out.
a second?
and then-
Can we take a second though to appreciate Mita?
Yes.
Because Mita
Yes.
was
Mita
such a
is
fantastic
amazing.
character.
She was hot.
She was hot, but also she's a fantastic character because she doesn't fall into that typical other woman
I agree.
stereotype. Yes, she also uplifts Sigrid.
Rachel was she was so suspicious. She was
I
like,
was
"What's
so
this
ready.
chick about?
Me
What's this
too.
guy about? What's she
I was
doing?"
so ready.
I was like
Oh,
ready
man.
to throw hands. I was like, because when you go into this, and I'm sorry, but it's a Will Ferrell movie, so you kind of expect a lot
do.
of tropes, like a lot of really
Yes.
bad tropes. But this movie
He
is
has
so
not gotten
feminist.
as bad as Adam Sandler.
No,
Like,
thank God
even-
for that.
No, and yeah, I was gonna say, like, even thinking of
I'm
Blades of
so
Glory.
mad, though. I
Even-
hate Will Ferrell so much these
I know.
days.
Even thinking of Blades of Glory, where they have the two twins and then the sister that they shit all over, it's still like pretty
Yeah.
well done. Like, you know,
Yes.
like it's
No,
not.
like the only problem, the only scene with which I have a quibble is the scene where she finds him at the hotel and grabs him by the nuts, and it's like, this is happening.
Yeah,
And that's something that I think is strictly a product of the
she's
movie
just
being
a
written
woman
by a man.
that knows.
No,
I
but
know.
to me, like, this was a
it
product
is.
of
It's
a
male
movie.
fantasy, right? Like,
Because
I want a hot
think-
Greek woman to come grab my nuts in a party.
Right.
Like, let's go.
Right, because I know
I'll be right there.
Actually knows what it feels like to have a woman grab him by the nuts and drag
Especially
And
when
let's
she
go
knows
do
what
this.
she's doing.
Yeah. No, but
That
but
hurt.
for me, like, I think that the rest of what we see of Mita completely disagrees with that scene. I think Mita would never have done that. I think if she had heard him say no, she would have been like, okay, can we hang out though? I think that's what would have happened. But
I just support twisting men's balls if they deserve it.
Okay.
You know.
I feel like
You know, like, let's twist that headcanon, Carla. She heard him being kind of a dick to Sigrid earlier, and she was like, I'm gonna grab his balls. Like,
Sure, let's go with that. I like that.
let's sign out so Hannah doesn't get mad.
okay,
she'll
fine.
be fine. The Good Place episode was longer than this one, and she had to cut 20 minutes of me looking for a moral philosophy.
Oh man, at one
okay.
at one point,
Us not
Lauren was
being the
talking, and I
worst-
just
Us not being
lost
the
it for
worst
no reason.
isn't a big ad.
That's still in the episode.
No, just Meg doesn't want to have to send any more gift baskets to Hannah. Is all.
It's true.
She also keeps hitting her mic, so I feel like she's at that point.
well, I don't know why she kept that in. It was pointless.
I don't know because I listened to it and I was like, because you kept saying that if I listen to it again, I'll know what my argument was. Did you listen to it again?
No, I don't know what it was, and I don't know why it was left in.
This
It
has
was
nothing
not-
to do
I
with
was
us.
I was really very tired. I heard Lauren say 3 words
just
in a
wanna
certain
push
sentence, and I
And
was like,
she got mad at me.
yeah,
just
something.
Okay, I just want to push stop in my audacity.
Oh
Oh,
my
is that what
god,
you wanna
Meg.
do?
Oh, she's drunk.
She's
Yeah.
so drunk.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yes.
Thank you for
I
listening.
am
Thank you
drunk.
both for being here. Thank you,
It was
Carla,
our
for
pleasure. Thank you
being an
so
expert.
much.
Thank you,
Meg
Meg,
gets
for
no
being
thanks.
all
Oh,
drunk.
okay.
I'm here to be your resident drunk Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
I don't
it.
know. I'm so bad at this game, always.
Exactly
No,
like
you
Lars.
were fantastic, actually. You got
I
you
got 2
swords.
out
It
of
was
3.
really
You
Two
were
out of
right.
three.
I got 1 out of 3,
Awesome.
and I've watched this movie obsessively for 2 years.
2 out of
all
3 is
good. It
better
was-
than all of my other appearances
Carla,
ever.
I think you had Alexander. You just really desperately wanted him. I
You know
think you
what?
had him.
Lauren, okay, listen, I will admit to this. You're 100% correct because I even messaged Meg and I was like, okay, so Lars
We
is
talked about it.
Ravenclaw and
You admitted
Alexander
it. You
is a Slytherin.
Yeah.
Yes. And yeah.
She just wanted him.
Yeah.
Weirdly, when I love characters, I don't want them.
Really?
She's like,
No,
don't let
I'm
them
the
touch me.
opposite.
I'm like,
the
sure,
opposite.
no.
to my house. No, I get you, Rachel.
I'm
Like,
like,
I love you. Get out of my house. I'm garbage.
Yeah, please
Like,
don't. I don't want you to have this kind of break. Just go elsewhere.
oh my God. No, and whereas I'm like, come join the best house.
Find
We have
something
snacks.
I
All right.
agree, Carla.
All right.
So much.
All right. This is our last episode for the month of March. Leave us 5 stars. Rate us. We've been on a guest kick lately, and next week was going to be a guest-free episode, but we invited Meg to it before this show started. So Bridgerton season 2 is coming out. It is out at the time that this will be out. It'll have been out a week. Have you watched it yet? You better have. Harry Styles' music gets turned into
Bitches.
instrumental orchestra. Anyway, we're going to be sorting that season of Bridgerton. So join us. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Do it.
You'll have had plenty of time to watch it. Don't pretend that you're not going to binge it in a weekend. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you're better than that. You're better than those lies.
You know that you're going to watch the hot people have sex
Don't
Like,
anger me
bitch,
by
a
being a
string
liar and a
of
hypocrite.
And
to
we're all
a
gonna
string
watch.
quartet of Harry Styles. You know you're going to watch it.
Damn, I didn't even know that was happening. I'm
Yeah,
so
it
excited.
is.
I mean, I already
They
saw
they released the music list. So
I'm
very
so
excited.
ready
Anyway.
to like thirst along with Anthony fucking now.
Right on, man.
I love him.
And Kate, she's so pretty. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Kate
Anyway.
is gorgeous.
Carla's like, please stop. This isn't about
talk about
Eurovision anymore.
Eurovision some more, please?
Can we go back?
Go back.
Can we go
All
back?
right.
talking
Thank
about
you for
Eurovision.
listening. Thank you to the boobs for being here.
Yes, watch Eurovision if you haven't. It's been out for 2
Definitely
years.
watch it.
It was so good. This was I didn't talk about how I saw it, but I saw it the second it came out because it was the beginning of the pandemic, and like group of us were just watching all of the things on streaming together, like, you know, over the Zooms. So saw it immediately, laughed, thought the elves were hilarious. That was
They
great.
are
They went to
the
Uh,
unsung heroes of the film.
Unsung
went too
heroes.
far.
They are. Also, I could talk forever about how that man who was trying to save Iceland's economy was not wrong, but we're not going
Okay.
to get into that right now.
Lauren,
Yeah,
we could have
that's another
an
day.
episode on
I
that.
agree.
This
I
is
agree.
a separate episode on
The
I
that.
tourist
agree.
industry would destroy that country, and I'm not here for it. That is
Keflavik would have
why.
collapsed.
That
okay?
is why going to Iceland costs $500. Very
Stay
good.
out.
Stay out, Americans! Don't ever come here. Anyway,
Yeah, Americans with your hot tubs and your
and
real
your
estate.
monster trucks and your
Monster
chili cheese
trucks.
dogs.
Watch me cancel
Double
my
juice.
vacation.
We hate that you're here.
All right.
Thank
Anyway.
you and good night.
Good night. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Sort of Brilliant. If our sorting choices inspired any rage or excitement, we'd love to hear from you. We're open to feedback, suggestions for characters to sort, and solid counter-arguments with citations.
Never forget your citations. You can find us hanging out on Twitter and Instagram at SOB_pod or shoot us an email at sortofbrilliant@gmail.com.
And since we're not above begging, please rate and subscribe to Sort of Brilliant on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. Please share our posts on social media, and if you're a Gryffindor, maybe you'll inspire sorting fights among your own friend group.
The theme music is Hot Shot by Scott Holmes. Can't wait to sort with you again next time. Bye!